Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. It's James, aka Guy with a Mug, and welcome back to Tactical Reroll Silver Pool Chronicle, our weekly D&D Aberon stream here over on twitch.tv/Tactical Reroll. Of course, most of you already know this because, you found our stream. Cool beans. I'm joined by my amazing and lovely players.
Hello guys, it's me, Jade Kitty, also known as Sai.
Hey guys, it's me, Jacob, also known as Sound Jesus.
I am Harley, also known as Chasing Fandoms.
My ears.
I am Rusty, also known as Hardratha.
Alright, and welcome to our first tactical difficulties. We need to fix Chasing's mic.
I'm sorry. I thought it was said already.
Yoink.
Why is it always either me or you with the technical issues?
I mean, last time it was me.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So, where we last left our... I almost said dynamic duo. That doesn't work. Where we last left off our party. Hardratha has been accused of murder of a gnome shopkeep.
That's just me.
My Twitch, or my thing died.
Nope.
Oh goodness.
Well, it's not a tactical reroll without any tactical difficulties. Welcome back.
Oh, there we go. Okay, I was about to say, all of a sudden it was just static in my ears. I'm like, ow.
Ooh.
Oh, wait. From the top, again for the podcast.
Just continue.
Alright. Where we last left our players, Hardratha was framed for murder. They went to Captain Milham of the Orlandra Kitchen City Guard. From there, they got a pass to go see the detective overseeing the murder case. Upon arrival, the office was filled with smoke, a peculiar choking poison, and they found the detective dying. Through some quick thinking between the party, a unsuspecting Pandaran ally was rallied to help bring the detective back to life. The party investigated the office and noticed that a safe had been broken into. An area of the office was slightly unusual, a closet with unusual spatial warping. The desk itself had also been broken into and objects stolen out of it, and a hole in the mirror leading to a Garrison A13, directly across a large plaza where the suspected killer was located. The party proceeded to take a short rest, splitting up and going their own separate ways. However, they were ambushed in 3 separate encounters. Toby attacked by an unusual rat casting magic and dealing a considerable amount of damage to his leg, withering away his skin and scales by the very touch of its teeth. A raven blasting bolts of arcane magic down on Lily Cook in the crowded magical shopping district. And Maeve and Hardratha entering into Garrison A13 to find a possessed civilian with black eyes. The sound around them seemed to be pulled away. This is where we join in with our players today, in the aftermath of 3 separate combats located across the city as the plot thickens. So, I don't believe I still have initiative for everyone, so can I have you guys reroll initiative so I know which way to go about deciphering who's going to be certain actions. And I just need Hardratha. Of course. Oh boy. Okay. With the highest
when Toby has more and he doesn't even have add-on.
Right. Lily Cook, you were chased by a raven through a crowded city street.
Mm-hmm.
Fellow Magerites and shoppers look around confused as you launch out of your palm a spectral chakram that tears through your hand into this flying raven, blowing it to pieces. it dissipates without any sort of body left over. Even the feathers itself that were ruffled faint away into the wind.
Is my hand bleeding now, or isn't?
There is clear discoloration on your hand.
But it's not bleeding from.
It's not bleeding.
I'm just going to worry about it at another point and continue running to where I knew Celia was at.
Oh, yeah. So you continue to follow the scent trail using your keen sense of smell.
Yes.
Maeve, you had just defeated some sort of shadowy spectral energy that was tying around this civilian. With careful blows, with you and Hardratha, you were able to disrupt the shadow. However, the unusual magic that binds and pulls sound away from your very movements is still present, as you're within the entry areas of Garrison A13. What would you like to do?
The original plan, if I remember correctly, was to, when we were investigating what happened with the detective, we were trying to go up to the window from the building across from it.
Mm-hmm.
That we saw that was open. So I think we're gonna continue trying to find our way up there, and maybe that's the source of things.
Alright, so you're going to continue to dungeon delve?
Unless Hardratha stops me.
I'm good to go. We got this.
Chase,
Yes.
can you check what your mic setting is on? And then that you're using the right mic.
I'm pretty sure I haven't touched it since you touched it.
Mm-hmm.
I can go to chasing.
Cool, thank you. Toby, you were attacked in a marketplace by a rat that seeped its fangs into your skin. You blasted it with magic, was it?
Oh, it wasn't magic. It was breath attack.
Oh yeah,
Lightning breath.
You lightning breath to this rat, completely obliterating it in one powerful fell swoop. People in the area where you were at are just looking around as they heard a crackle of lightning and you crying out in pain. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna see if I could get some medical attention.
Oh, so you're just gonna kind of like wander around like, I need a medic.
Yes.
Alright.
See if someone could treat this wound.
Hardratha, you are Hardratha, you are currently accompanying Maeve on exploring Garrison A13. You two have helped dissipate this unusual spectral energy that's bound itself around this civilian. What would you like to do? Unless you have a form of like sign language, there is no way to truly verbally communicate with me.
Yeah, no, but yeah, I believe at this point here, I'm gonna back out of this room and look around and see if I can see maybe anything, any more people that are like this.
Okay. Interesting. Since currently we're having technical difficulties with Maeve, I'm gonna actually jump back to Toby and getting his medical attention. So, you are in a somewhat crowded area. There is a few city guards in your vicinity, but you as being a denizen of Sharn, you do know that there is medical stations owned by House Juresco, which is like a halfling medicine house.
Right.
Placed at like key intervals throughout the city that you could go and pay money and you'll get healed.
How much would that be?
Depends on how grievous your injuries are. It would be at least 50 gold.
50 gold?
Ranging all the way up to a lot of gold if you're being brought back from the dead or any other such things.
More of just a light patch to...
You can get like non-magical healing from there as well, which is substantially cheaper.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Just non-magical healing at the moment.
Alright. So you begin to mill about the city. This isn't your this area of the city isn't a place you normally frequent. It's outside of your mafia territory. However, it is north of your former residential area, which is still in shambles.
Yes.
So it takes a little bit. You end up making your way around, and ultimately you do find a Juresco halfling house of healing. You enter inside, and there is a decent amount of people in here. Most of them with minor injuries or looking for checkups. A halfling sits atop a tall stool that brings them up to eye level with you, and they have a decently high desk.
All right. I would approach the desk.
So you walk up, and they exchange greetings. How exactly can I help you today, sir? Are you here with an appointment or emergency medical treatment?
I would say emergency medical treatment.
Splendid. Are you a first-time customer here?
Let me roll a history real quick. Just to be at the safe side.
I mean,
it's out of my territory, yes, but just in case if if my character would have wandered around. Yes, I am first time.
Very well. They hand you pretty much this waiver that says, well, if the medical treatment that you take goes bad or backfires, it's not our fault.
Fair enough.
So they take you to this back room and it's like, how exactly can we assist you today? What is your ailment?
Well, I would show them my leg.
Withered away, flaking off scales. They're like, oh, well, they begin, checking it out. Do a medical check on your leg. They begin, looking at your leg. They move it around. You notice that as they're, touching on your leg, the nerve endings have been, damaged from this one rat bite.
That's not good.
Because, they're touching your injured leg, and other than the dull, numb pain, you can't actually, feel them. They're like, well, I can offer you a few different options. I can give you a restoration, which will be 125 gold and will instantaneously heal the damaged skin and nerves. As courtesy of this, we will restore any damage. I can do a simple cure wounds on you for 50 gold, and that will restore you with 4d8 hit points worth of damage. Or I can do a basic medical check and I can wrap up and bandage your leg. It won't instantly cure it, but it will prevent it from getting infected or any more damage.
I would say I'll pay the 50 gold.
Alright.
So mark that off real quick.
So 3d8 plus 5. You get 17 hit points back. And they don't even need to expend any hit points. They just hold out their hand. You see the dragon mark on their hand glow with revitalizing energy. They just pass it over your leg and it heals itself up. There still is the discoloration and damage from the spell attack, but it is healed up and you are no longer injured.
Well, I'm no longer wounded now.
No, yeah, hold up. Yes, you're no longer wounded. You still have a minor lingering injury.
Yeah.
Which is scarring of your leg.
Yes. It's nice because it was half my health.
So, you make your way through the crowded city streets, finally arriving at an incense shop. As you walk in, it is run by a human, and you see Celia, the apprentice planeswalker who has taken up residence within your home. There. She's haggling with some unusual money that isn't standard Ebron coinage. And the shopkeeper is being reluctant to accept this bizarre form of payment. Small hexagon coins with very light metallic blue circles on them. And they have symbols that you have no idea what they mean. And she's trying to haggle with them.
Celia, you're... oh god. Celia! Lily would yell, like, rushing over to her.
Celia, turns around quickly. Oh, hello, Lily. What are you doing here? I thought you were heading back to the
Lily would probably
cafe.
just end up, hugging her. You're okay.
She can tell that you have, minor arcane burns on your fur from the blasts of magic.
Mm-hmm. I need you to just go back to the cafe. I don't know what happened. I got attacked by a magical bird, and then flying little chaperones came out of my hands, and I just... You're strong enough. I know if anything gets there, you can stop it.
Oh, sure. I can get there right away. Just let me finish this transaction real quick.
Is there a way you can get there without, maybe try not to get seen and make sure you're not being followed?
She winks at you. I got it.
Mm-hmm. And try not to hurt anyone too badly in the process.
She turns back around, and a bolt of crackling fire appears in her hand as she goes back over to the shopkeep. And you hear, "This is good, legitimate money. Accept it in exchange for these goods, or so help me." And this flame crackles out. The shopkeep's "Yo, I don't want any problems, miss." Leans all the way back.
How much stuff did you get?
So as she moves out the way, she has two large sacks full of different herbs and incenses and spell components.
How much did that come to?
Roughly 200 gold.
You guys got this handled. I'm gonna go back to the others. If a crow's going after me, I can't imagine what's going after the other two. I'll explain everything to you when I get back.
Mm-hmm.
Just try not to cause too big of a scene, hun.
As you're leaving, the store owner reluctantly accepts her unusual coinage. And as you go, you hear zoop. You turn around and you just see this spark of magic, and she's gone.
Alright, I'm gonna now rush back. As quick as I can, rush back to everyone else. Well, probably rush back to the garrison.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Quickly getting my battle map set up. So, Maeve, you wanted to... Wow, did not save any of my pins. That is absolutely lovely. Cool. A week and a half worth of work.
What happened?
I know.
Hello?
Hello.
Huh.
Hello.
That's so weird.
What? I can't hear her if she's saying anything.
Spooky.
It's not her. Huh. She's leaving and joining back again. I fixed it. I worked with her on her mic, but for some reason it's it's transitioning not well. Hello.
Oh, sorry.
It isn't a tactical reroll game without tactical difficulties.
Yep.
Yep.
But no chance did we pass over heart rate though. She asked, did we pass over heart rate though?
No, Hardrick is very last on the list of initiative orders. With the arguably worst initiative roll I've seen in some time.
Are you not being able to speak now?
I can't hear anything. Alright.
I heard you humming.
I will jump over to Hardratha. Hardratha, can you see the battle map?
I cannot. Oh wait, no, it's coming up.
Ye old delays.
Yep.
Alright.
Okay, yes I can.
So, this is the room that you were in fighting that one civilian. They lay on the floor unconscious but seem relatively unharmed. A few of your attacks did go through this unusual veil that held their body against their will, and those damage does linger on, but it does not seem to be life-threatening.
Okay.
So you want to explore onwards, you want to reconvene with the team. What's your plan?
At this point here, I am actually going to come out of the room, come down to about right here. More like about right here, and start looking down the hallway.
Alright, the double doors to the left or to the right?
To the right.
That's actually the way you came from.
Okay, then the
So
left.
that's the room with the two guards that were attacked before they were even able to do anything.
Okay. Well then, what about to the left?
Alright, so you crack open the doors. And as you look down, you see into this large open area. It's probably like a staging grounds. Is what you can infer from what you see. Now, into this room, there are some guards laying on the floor. You can't necessarily tell if they're dead, if they're knocked out, but they don't seem to be moving from what you can tell. There are 5 of them. And I will place out tokens as such. And these guards, some of them like sway ever so slightly, so maybe they are alive. Towards the end, there's actually 2 guards which are like collapsed on the floor. And they don't look like they're moving at all. And then closest to you, right next to the door, is a guard who's actually propped up on one of these sides of the door. And they're laying there. Their sword has actually been broken. And part of it clays on the floor. Looking through, give me a stealth check.
Oh boy.
Got a 10. Looking through, the 2 guards who are wavering back and forth kind of notice that the door's open, and the one to the south, closest to you, guard number 2, his head actually like turns. And you notice that its eyes are completely black. And it actually begins moving towards the slightly cracked open door.
Okay.
So is your interaction to open the door.
Yep. At this point here, I'm going to try to grab Maeve and leave.
Because I still can't hear Maeve. Maeve, in chat, are you a willing creature to be pulled by Hardratha?
She is not even in channel right now.
She is not even in the channel. I'm going to use an executive order and just say that you kidnapped Maeve.
Just like, wait.
What?
There she is.
There she is.
Okay, I've been trying not to talk this entire time because I was like, I don't know if this is working.
Oof, that is
It's not.
crackly.
It's not the mic is for some reason the connection from going through because like through the mic I listen to her
It's Discord being
her
Discord.
computer. Yeah, like it's fine, but it's just for some reason and through
Yeah,
Discord.
everything's fine on my end.
Yeah,
So I don't know what's happening.
Discord is a dingus,
So we have a question for you.
but it's fine. This will work fine for now. I mean, hey.
I mean, I can't really hear her at all.
Oh, I have
you-
to turn
you'll
up
have
to
turn up her
200% for that.
volume.
I'll put her up to 200 and see if that works. Stand by.
All the technical issues.
Yeah, that's good enough. I can work with that. At least I can hear you. That's
Okay.
At this point, that's all I care about. I can hear you-ish.
Okay.
So Hardratha comes back into the room where you've had the civilian, and he just kind of grabs you and begins like pulling you. I don't know if he like tries to make some gestures or whatever.
Yeah, I'm making, I am pointing, like, let's get out.
Okay. She's just gonna follow because, yeah,
They
she's
can't
not
see.
the wisest person. Very average.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So you guys exit out, leaving Garrison A13. You notice that there's still around Garrison A13, there's an unusual lack of guards. The guards, give me insight checks actually as you leave. I will place you guys out here in the front.
Nope. There we
Hey.
Of course, the secret
Hey.
agent is
Not
the one
wise.
who rolls incredibly.
Oh wait,
well.
no, that was history.
Yeah, insight.
hi. There we go.
There it is. There it is.
I saw insight, but history is also a proficiency, so like my freaking, what do I always say? My dyslexia, I flipped it around on accident.
I will let you use your 14 roll that you got before.
So
you-
16.
16.
So,
You notice that they're just not even acknowledging your existence. Like within a certain radius of this building, just they're not acknowledging Garrison 13.
Which is weird considering the guard that we talked to even get in here in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Can we talk yet?
Can
Like,
you
is there
talk yet?
sound?
If you move 5 feet farther, you can speak.
Huh.
And if you move 5 feet farther, the guards actually acknowledge you. They begin like looking at you curiously.
Huh.
Walk 5 feet back.
We should probably get the others.
Alright, Lily, you arrive back into the plaza where you were initially meeting Toby. Toby is nowhere to be seen. And in fact, there's a small amount of guards who are questioning people. Give me a perception check. Oh, you do notice that the table where Toby was sitting at has been burnt badly and is smoldering slightly.
Can I smell? Try to see if I can smell if he's nearby.
Give me one perception check for listening and one perception check for smelling. The smelling one you get advantage.
So this is listening, which is 11.
Mhm.
This is for smelling, which is 14.
So, listening, you hear the guards are questioning, asking about Toby. You get the description.
Yeah.
Blue draconic figure breathed lightning at a very large rodent after screaming in pain. And then he took off. And you were able to follow the scent through the area. You come up to a place you've been, not before, but you've been to a similar building, a Juresco health station. They're scattered throughout the city. Anyone can show up, and if you have a membership, you get free care. It's one of the Dragon Marcasses. So you can you sniff your way, and you know he's in there. So you kind of walk in. As you're walking in, he's walking out. A small halfling
Toby!
is like dressed up in like medical garb with this large bag, and you notice that like his scales have grayed around his leg and are like kind of thinned versus the rest of his illustrious blue enamel scaled.
Howdy.
Yeah, you see each other.
What happened to you?
I got bit by a giant rat.
You know, I got shot at by a flying crow. Shoot.
Yes.
Lasers
But
at me.
whatever this rat was almost killed me.
Come on, let's go meet up with the others. Are you going to be able to walk with that?
I should be able to. I feel a lot better now.
We need to work on your, like, getting your muscles or something up, because you can't keep down like this, man.
Oh, sorry.
Good. Do you know where they went? They at the garrison, right?
The garrison?
Mm-hmm. Is that where they at, still?
I haven't seen them yet.
Well, I guess let's head there. If I smell them going somewhere else, then I guess we'll follow them there. That's all around you. You know, the smell of lightning. And now that you mention it, a burnt rat is also with you.
Alright, so, Maeve, you begin heading out. As you begin walking down the pathway, one of the guards comes up to you. Hey, what are you doing over there? This isn't an area for civilians to be milling about.
Yeah, this is just a guard. It's not a dragon mark person.
Yeah, no, it's a city guard.
So same thing that I said last week. I'm going to say, did you not hear about the detective?
Yeah, I heard someone attempted to assassinate him.
Yes, we are looking into that because we were there. Honest answer, that's it.
He looks you up and down. Do you have paperwork or something to prove that you're allowed in there? Like, this is government property, I'm sorry. And you're armed mercenaries at that. Eyeing the fact that you guys do have... It's difficult to hide a warhammer, frankly. Looks... He's less concerned about you, Maeve, and is more looking Hardratha up and down. Because spellbook, wand, or what is it? You have an amulet? Your amulet.
Yeah, amulet.
Warhammer.
Question, is this the same guard that we had talked to before?
No, this is a different guard. He also has like hand axes. He has a longbow also strung over his back.
Okay. So she's
have
just
a
going to say
walking armor.
that... Don't worry, this one's not going to get out of hand. He's with me, and she's just going to show signet ring, show the fact that she's a house agent.
You can give me a persuasion check, and you can add a +2 to it for using your dragon mark ring.
So that would be a +5. How do?
So if you look at if you look down, or
If you look all the way at the bottom, there's a +2 button. You can just hit it, and it'll add it together.
Okay. Why am I rolling so crap?
He narrows his eyes. He's like, here's the thing, lady. You pass me a few coin, I don't say you were trespassing. I'll look the other way. I get it. You dragon mark mercenaries love poking your nose around, finding stories. I don't honestly care who you work for. I just don't want to lose my job. Pass me 2 gold to buy drinks for me and the boys, and we'll be out of your hair.
I pass him 2 gold.
Before I even get to say anything. All right.
Yep. Not the first time he's been in a situation like this.
He tips his head and he just looks the other way and starts moving. He actually walks up to one of the other guards, passes them one of the gold coins, gestures to you two. You can read lips, Maeve, so you can understand that the other guy's like, well, I mean, if you're sure just to let them go about their business, I don't see anything. Pockets the gold, and the two just begin walking the other way. But you notice that, like, no one's getting really close to this area.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, like, if you were back a few more feet closer, that they didn't even acknowledge you being there.
Yeah. Maeve is just gonna shrug and be like, this is getting weirder and weirder by the second. We should get the other two.
I agree.
So you guys head back to the plaza. Lily Cook.
We were heading to the garrison.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lily Cook and Toby are heading from the plaza back towards you guys, and you end up meeting somewhere in the middle. You can tell that there's been a slight. Are you guys injured? That's a good question. Maeve is not injured, and Hardratha took 5 damage. So Hardratha is like slightly tattered, very ever so slightly. But Maeve is fine. You can do an insight check if you really want to tell if Hardratha was in combat, but Maeve looks fine.
I mean, I'm just gonna feel like I was like I have. So with Maeve is not Maeve, with Lily, she has like some burnt scar marks, but she also has like shimmering magic over some of those parts because temporary hit points.
Right, and then you look at Toby, discover like a huge difference in his legs. Like, no.
I was just gonna say, glad we're not the only one going through something. What's going on?
Howdy. I can shoot things with my hands.
What?
Wait, what?
Well,
Even Toby's gonna like, wait, what?
I told you this earlier, Toby. I was chased by a magical bird, and it started shooting rays of I don't know what at me. And in a fit of like I need to survive, I like turned around and held my hand up, and I shouted with magic, and then disappeared.
Well, something is going on in that building, and there's weird shadow creatures attaching themselves to civilians, and there's a weird
Oh, they attach to
magic
guards as well.
field thing.
The gods?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of dead guards in there, and there was some guards that had that shadow thing attached to them.
Yeah, and there's a weird field where you can't speak. There's no sound in there. And when we came out of the building, the guard didn't notice us, but as we walked away from the building, he did.
Are there any guards near us?
I mean, you're in the Warden district, so this is the city guards central.
I mean, but
for
like
this
for
area.
the garrison, like, is there anyone near us?
I mean, yeah, there's guards moving around, but you can clearly see, like, if you guys start approaching A13, that an unusual path is being taken around the area.
I wonder.
Because you're on the more like central path, there are more guards because
Should
people
we,
are coming and going.
Well, what should we do? Should we go in there and try to figure it out and then come out, or?
Well, it might have something to do with that detective.
I mean, probably that's where the thing come from, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
because I
had
was
something to
attacked.
do with the staff that this one had, pointing at Hardratha.
It probably has something to do with the attacks me and Lily have been dealing with. I got bit by a giant rat. As I point to my discolored, scaled leg.
Well,
That's unfortunate.
I met up with Celia. That's why I was rushing out. Met up with her, and I asked her to go back to the cafe, and so that way we have someone at least we know we can trust on and stay there. Because I'm pretty sure that us three, points to myself, Toby, and Hydratha, we were dumb, and when we were told specifically not to touch something, we touched something.
Yeah.
I was glowy.
Oh my goodness. Well, whatever is going on, I have a feeling it's all connected to everything with the
Oh yeah.
thing that I landed with the staff, with the crows, and this is weird.
Well, my next question is, should we just head on straight in first, or?
Well, the thing is that if we go in there, there will be a fight. Most likely. Are you guys ready for that?
are we going to kill? Should we kill them or should we try to just knock them out? Well, that's my next question.
The thing that we thought had this weird shadow around them, that's what we were hitting, and the civilian was fine.
Alright, chakram is
knock them
not,
out.
frying pan it is. Well, walk it is. I'll make sure not to do too much damage to them.
We can play it by lips, technically, because you can't speak, but I can read lips.
Oh.
We'll figure it out.
At this point, Lily probably look to Toby like, is that gonna be a problem for you? Lily's asking if it's going to be a problem for Toby to not be able to speak.
Yeah, that is going to be a
Yeah.
problem with most of my spell. Actually, let me check. If there's a spell in here that doesn't require full setting, that would be nice. Which I'll be laughing if it's all of them. Yep. I'll be fine though. I have some melee weapons with me.
I will ask, do you have subtle spell
Subtle spell.
as a meta magic?
Where was that? Under abilities. Yes, I do.
You can cast any spell using your subtle spell feature and not need somatic or verbal components. So you can cast it just poof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
I gotta be careful with it because it does take sorcery points.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta keep
Just
track of how much I use.
just informing you.
Alright, well, shall we go then?
So you guys creep your way back across to the garrison yard. The two guards
Yeah,
that
we
you
can-
paid off before is there. Maeve,
Yes.
I believe you have the highest passive perception.
Yes, I have the observant feat.
As you're walking, you notice that a bush closer to the area is slightly disturbed. Would you like to investigate?
Disturbed in what way?
You can tell this is like an indentation. Maybe there's something in the bush.
Is it where the guards are? Is it closer to the guards or closer to the door?
It's closer to the garrison.
Okay. So, sure, I will mention it to the party as well in case I get attacked by something.
So you go up there and you begin moving it around, and you notice immediately a guard uniform and the face of the first guard you saw. And he actually has like black tears streaking out of his eyes down his face, and he's just kind of like looking up into the sky. He doesn't look dead, but he definitely is worse for wear.
Is he within that range of where, like, you can't speak or get noticed?
He's roughly 15 feet away from it.
Okay. Where are the other two guards? The ones that I had paid off, or, well, Hardrake I had paid off.
Roughly 25 feet away. They're patrolling the far outer area.
I'm gonna call one of them over.
So the first guard that stops you notices you and like runs over. What trouble are you guys getting into this time?
What trouble is your companion getting into? Because I just found him in this bush, like this.
Holy crap. Oh. By the sovereign host. And he just like picks him up. He's like,
Sir, why aren't you guys going closer to the garrison?
because that's not our patrol route.
Why?
Why not?
I mean, there's guards over there standing post. I mean,
there
everything's
isn't.
fine.
This was the guard that was standing post, and now look at him.
Toby,
Yes.
what's your intelligence?
Intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Base.
Mm-hmm. Lily, what's your
10.
intelligence?
My intelligence is 12. I mean, Hardraka, though, you know. No one you should be asking.
You two look over and you see guards.
Over there?
Mm-hmm. You see two guards stationed up. You see a basic patrol. There's actually like a guard with a dog patrolling around the outside.
I approached the building.
Mind you,
Right.
Maeve, And Hardratha, you two do not see this. Only Toby and Lily.
Oh, okay.
Toby.
Okay,
But
so
wait, they weren't.
No, there's no guards there.
Yeah, there is guards there.
I'm looking at them right now.
Yeah. Let me go up to one. I'm gonna walk over to up to one of them.
As you cross it, they vanish like a mirage.
All of you show me, including this guard. I like grab this guy's shirt.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
Lily's gonna walk
Show me
back,
the
like
guards.
hands up.
Mm-hmm.
Lily go, guys, the guards vanished. They vanished. I'm sorry. Like, sir, you walk through. Walk over closer to them. Go talk to them, sir.
He walks up. He's like, whoa. When he walks back.
Do you see the issue now?
Yeah, I need to report this immediately.
Wait, ma'am, what do you guys see in there? I mean,
We explained it. There were shadow creatures. There's no sound in there.
couple dead guards.
A lot of dead guards.
that makes sense why there haven't been a lot of people traveling around out here for such a guarded area.
Who was it that assigned your patrol route to avoid the building?
Well, we have 2 patrol routes. The detective's right hand switched patrol routes earlier this morning.
Is that the crap? What? My brain is having trouble remembering.
The secretary?
Yeah, it was the girl who was telling us to leave.
You described him to him. Yeah, that's her.
Why would she switch your patrol route and not the detective himself?
Well, she does most of the tedious paperwork stuff, so the detective can focus on his big cases.
Guys, should we go check on the detective and all that first before we head in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely should let him know what's going on.
Let's go.
So you guys leave and
As
begin
valor
heading
follows.
back over to the main area. The ball and chain tied to the gavel sits up there, and you guys rush in.
Mm-hmm.
The heavily armored guards, of course, immediately stop you. Like, hand over your weapons.
Look, sir, we were here. We were here in order to do all this. Where's the detective and where's my hand?
The right hand, she went out to deal with some civil issue out in the Mage District. Something about a bird attacking people. The detective, he's up in his office being tended to by House Shereska.
We need to speak with him. We were the one that found him.
Just go ahead. So you guys walk up, you take the elevator back up to his office.
Lily doesn't like the elevator. She hates it. She hates the elevator.
An important piece of information is Lily doesn't like the elevator.
She hates the elevator.
So you guys walk in, the detective's there, he looks a little bit worse for wear. He has a cup with ice and some drink in it. And he's nurturing that, talking with some of the other guards, and there's not necessarily a full-blown cleric, but definitely a medic. They have a medical bag, and they're performing minor magic as they're dawdling over him.
Sorry to disrupt you again.
Who are you guys? Do I know you?
We're the one who found you.
My memory's awfully foggy. Thank you. Sit down. You, and points to Hardratha. I know you.
You didn't do it, sir.
We know the situation, but we're trying to help you in the factor of you nearly getting assassinated. We're trying to help.
Okay, come in. Sit down. And he offers you. There's only 2 chairs, so you can decide who sits and who stands.
I'll stand.
Name is standing.
Toby, are you
might
gonna
as
sit
well
or
sit.
stand?
Yeah, I might as well sit.
Alright, so you sit down. He pours you a glass of whatever he's drinking and slides it over to you. You seem like flash some magic, and like ice cubes form and drop into the glass. Okay. How can I help all of you?
So, remember the window I pointed out at the garrison?
As I said, I'm sorry. My memory's very foggy. I remember working on paperwork, getting the sound of breaking glass, getting hit by something, and then everything else is pretty much a blur. I remember seeing a few different shapes moving around my office, and the next thing I know, 25 minutes passed, and I have this lovely medic here tending to me. The halfling just nods and keeps dawdling away at whatever the alchemical formula they're working on.
So where are your second hand right now?
She told me that there was a commotion about a bird attacking people with magic.
Question, actually. Did I see her when I was there? And when I left? Because I went there and I left, so I went through the whole area again.
You did not see her.
She's not there, sir.
How do you know?
I was there. I was the one getting attacked by birds.
Okay.
And earlier, we went to through the window over there, the garrison. That's where we were gonna go check. I mean, maybe Andrea saw more, but there's like something there where it makes you think that there's people standing out there, but there ain't people standing out there. And they said your second hand is the one who changed it, the way how they like walk around. I mean, they can explain it better than I can, but
She changed the patrol patterns?
Yes.
That's what the guard over there told us.
That's unusual.
That's what we thought, which is why we came to report it to you, because I was trying to see if there was any other evidence on who attacked you in that building.
He stops and pauses for a moment. So, there's something going on with that building. As it stands...
Sir, can I ask you a question?
Some, like, large ship flies by, making an ungodly rumbling noise.
Yes.
Sir, do you remember when you got your secretary?
Yeah, she's been with me about 2 years now.
Did she have any, like, was she had a vacation or was she gone for a little bit or something?
2 days ago, she sent a message saying that she wasn't able to make it. Something happened with an attack in the southern portion of the city. It's been all over the news and the papers.
Are you talking about that airship that blew up?
Yeah, the Cold Titan incident.
I'm gonna look at Lily's gonna look at Mama Hydresa. Do you guys think what I'm thinking?
Is it the thing that I've been saying this entire time, that a lot of stuff is lining up in a weird way?
I mean, other than that, but
Yeah.
do you think someone may have like with the guard earlier, maybe with her?
Do we think what?
Like with the guard earlier, how like we just sort of found them in the bush, but you guys said you talked to him earlier. Do you think that maybe it's the case with her?
Well, if that's the case, then who would his assistant be right now? Plus, there
Wait
was
a minute.
no...
Wait a
Now look at
minute.
the window.
Toby's gonna say something, and he remembers what his brother Jack did to him. Wasn't it like player-wise? Didn't Jack put like rock salt on his brother's arm?
Yeah. Yeah, he put rock salt on you to see if you were a changeling or a doppelganger.
Yes, he's gonna say, Toby's gonna say, well, when I went back to go meet up with my contractor, my brother put rock salt on my arm just to confirm if I was who I am, because they were attacked by either changelings or a doppelganger.
Have I fought against that kind of thing before?
You've probably clashed with changelings before. Doppelgangers are genetically modified and enhanced versions of changelings in Eberron. And they can, like, you know that some doppelgangers with enough control can, like, turn their arms into, like, large bone scythes, or they can cause them to rip and stretch into, like, a grappling hook. And they're quite a menace to fight.
Do I know of any other tells other than, like, the rock salt thing?
One of the tells is that if they bleed, their blood is a purple acid, and it actually can be used in poisons.
Well, I think
It's often likened to giant scorpion poison and how lethal it is.
Oh wow. One. Is there, sir? Do you have any way to call her back here?
She has a sending stone that I can use.
Can you call her back here? And is there an area in case we end up getting in a fight with her?
I mean, yeah, I can. Like, you're looking to hide, or do you want to?
We're just trying to figure out what's going on.
Because
If the situation gets worse, and if she's what we think that she might be, we don't know exactly. We're gonna try to find out. It might turn into that.
because we've been there've been a lot of a lot of stuff going on with doppelgangers and changelings, so you may have a problem on your hands there. Especially if she changed the routing order and how she changed the way how they were supposed to march. The guards are going right around the garrison, but
And whatever is going on in there is legitimately terrifying.
And I also mentioned, I just remember this because I'm looking at my notes right now, that in this building itself, there's a lot less guards than there should be.
yeah. Where are your guards at?
Well, we patrolled we've sent a good amount of our guards due to the Cold Titan incident down to help out. It's been like that across the city. It's absolutely horrible. The Oni gang has been running rampant without our guards keeping them in check. I have my best men here, of course, my elite troops and my most trusted officials.
Well, can you trust them?
Sorry to say this, but one guard was found in a bush. She explains this, but there were so many more in the garrison that we don't know if they're dead or alive right now. We're trying to help.
This is what we'll do. I'll call her back to our conference room. I'll have you guys stand in there's an offshoot room. There's unusual illusion magic that allows you to stand on the other side of the wall and see through it without her being able to see you. If your theory holds, well, then we'll quickly see, but I put a lot of faith in my secretary.
Is there any telltale signs with the memories of them? You guys seem to know them more. Maybe you can ask certain things and see how she go about it if they don't have the full memory of the person.
Toby,
Would I be
Maeve, you
able
can
to
give me
know-
you can give me checks. Let's say history.
Oh.
Hey, you get to roll again!
I was instantly thinking Arcana. I was instantly... Yeah, history? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's higher. You can do it, Maeve. I believe in you.
Oh, I was willing to.
Oh my god. One time.
Not that comes to your mind. No other telltale signs.
Wait, question. Have I? I wouldn't have dealt with changeling and all that.
I can
didn't
explain like
follow her.
what Maeve will explain like what she does know about doppelgangers and changelings. She'll explain all that information that you had shared. just so things are known.
Well, it is a doubtful if you gotta be careful. So, sir, are you we're gonna be on the outside of the mirror while you're in there with her?
Yeah, I'll have.
Nah, I don't think that's good, sir.
I will call 2 of my guard captains to be with me.
Can at least Maeve be in there with you? It wouldn't be too suspicious since she,
I am a house agent.
Fair. I can say that you're in here discussing the Cold Titan incident.
That is fine with me.
Because it's the worst case scenario. If she is one, and you were a target, now, and you're not up to par exactly, that wouldn't be as good.
Fine. We'll do this.
Mm.
He gets up, he ruffles through his drawer, and he takes out a very sleek crossbow. You would know that this is actually a Dragon Mark made custom revolving crossbow. You can use it pretty much like a silenced revolver.
Oh, that's cool.
And you can fan the hammer with this thing.
Hey.
So it can shoot 8 bolts in one turn, if need be.
Ooh.
And he tucks this into his... He has the leather trench coat he puts on. He gets a dagger at his side and, like, puts his fedora on and gets ready.
Toby, you have the rock salts, right?
I don't have any on me at the moment.
Where could we... Do anyone have rock salt? Oh, wait! I got salt! Would that work? It doesn't have to be specifically rock salt. Cause I have smelling salts. Pulled out my smelling salts.
Fun fact, your smelling salts have rock salt in it, so yes, you could use that.
Question, do you have... Wait, question. Do you have a hot pepper on you?
I do not have a hot pepper on me yet. I remember asking about that before. I have them at a restaurant now. I did shopping.
We'll leave one for later.
Alright. But here, I'll take out rock salt and give it to the detective. Detective, Mr. Sir, drink this. And I pull out of my bag and pull out a drink.
Sure. He just doesn't question it. He downs your drink, and then he downs his drink.
Cool.
Double drink.
He
With
gets
that
6 separate
interaction,
points.
with that interaction, it reminded me that technically speaking, I still had my little potion that I had taken when we went into the garrison, so I still have that extra 10 feet of movement.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Does that actually, like, wear off, or does it just persist?
I'm pretty sure it persists until I take a long or short rest. But technically we had taken a short rest and then we went into the garrison.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still technically there. But I had disadvantage on intelligence checks, so I have to be careful with that.
Alright. So, yeah, you guys enter in. Lily, do you give Maeve your smelling salts to hold on to?
Well, I take out, I literally took out,
The rock salts?
a couple rocks. Cause it's a whole sack thing full of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I took out 2, and we'll give one to detective and one to her. No matter what she said, your best bet is going to do the smelling salt, and if that doesn't work, you're going to want to cut her to make sure she bleeds. No matter how defiant she is of it.
Hang on.
So you guys have rock salts. Isn't it nice to have an arcane code?
Actually, Maeve's gonna look at Hardratha and be like, do you have an extra dagger I can borrow?
I just kind of like look at her and hand her a hand axe.
I have a meat cleaver.
Just 2 rapiers.
I have daggers on me.
Your one rapier folds into about the size of a dagger, so you can hide that on you. Actually, read what your dagger can do.
I did read it.
Oh,
It was more of like a sneaky thing, like if I have to sneak up behind her and cut her situation. Because you're gonna hear if I undo my rapier.
True.
I mean, I have like 4 daggers on me.
I will let you know. All right. I will let you know. Your silver folding rapier. When the blade is sheathed, the first strike against a creature is made with advantage. So you do get a sneak attack while using it.
Okay, I did
Because
not
you
know
can
that.
you can put it up to someone and pull it and stab them with it.
Okay,
if they're not
I
fast
did not
enough.
know that.
Yep.
I will keep that in mind then.
It also can hold 1 hit die to be used in your blood magic.
Yeah.
And it's silver.
The silver
Where
is
did
really
you
important.
write that originally?
Yes, I did.
No, where did you...
It's,
Because I know you put it into my actions in my inventory, but...
so if you go into your items, it's the silver folding rapier. You can click on it and it tells you literally everything it can do. So it's a +1 1d8 silver piercing finesse weapon.
Okay. Did not know that was a thing. Okay. Got it now.
Do you have a thing of the office or no?
I do not. So we are going to have to do this theater of the
I'm
mind.
just gonna exit out of this then. And look at a kobold at work.
Alright. So, you guys station yourselves. There's a long table, roughly 15 feet long, with chairs sitting all around it. The detective is flanked by 2 guards. And then there's Maeve. Maeve, where do you want to sit?
Well, he had said that she was going to be there to talk about the incident, so she would probably station herself in a way that makes it look like she was just kind of sitting and talking with him about what was happening.
Mm-hmm. So you'll probably be sitting close to him. He pages, and it takes probably 45 minutes for the right hand to show up. And she does, dressed all nicely. Give me perception checks, everybody.
Give me a
Can
second.
I use my passive?
You can roll, and we'll take your passive as your minimum.
Okay.
Wow.
Because I have no add to this.
I have a negative ad. What would the negative ad get the most?
Is it like a scent thing or a seeing thing? Is it?
It's a scene thing.
Yeah, no.
Toby's like,
Oh, wait, before I
I
go
spot
in,
something.
before they go in, can I say something to the guy and Maeve?
Mm-hmm.
Guys, before we go in, before she comes here, I just want to say, if you want to ask her, you can ask her about the bird incident. I was there. What was happening was I was being chased down, and this crow, it started shooting lasers at me. I don't know what. It was just, it hurt. It hurt really bad. But I ended up turning around and shooting out a little mini chakram from my hand. And when the bird got hit with it, it dispersed into spectral feathers and was falling. It wasn't attacking anyone else. It was only attacking me. So if you ask her about that, and she says something different, and also like, I didn't see her when I went there, and she wasn't there when I was leaving there as well.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So you get this all set up. Does anyone ready any actions? Now, if you are readying a spell, you must expend the spell slot and concentrate on the spell up to a minute to have it readied.
I am going to ready an action for if it does turn out to be a changeling and she tries to fight or run, I'm just going to run out and tackle.
Well, I mean, we're in another room. So,
Yeah.
I want
What did I get with my 17?
Oh, yeah, so, sorry. Maeve and Toby. As you walk in, her eyes flash...
You mean Hydratha?
No.
Oh, what?
Her feet
Oh, because
I
she
have
absorbed it?
observant.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we heard like passive perception is minimum.
Yeah,
Alright.
that's how I'm rolling it. You notice that her eyes flash yellow for a brief second as she walks in. She's dressed elegantly like she was before. She has riding boots on this time and gloves.
Can I hold action to do that where if it proves that if she becomes hostile, like going to attack, either Maeve or the detective, I want to throw my chakram through the glass at her.
Alright, so you're just gonna launch it through?
Yeah.
That means I'll have a crossbow bolt ready.
Yeah, Maeve is just gonna be prepared to do the her silver rapier.
Ah,
Not
So-
like have it in hand, but definitely have mentally ready for it.
I mean, you can do a sleight of hand check to hide it in your hand.
She's not gonna hide the fact that she has weapons. She is a house agent. They're just on her side, but she's not touching them.
So she walks in. Detective? Is there something wrong? Sit down. This lady's from House Lyander, and they're here to talk to us about the Cold Iron Titan issue. She sits down across from you, Maeve, at the far end of the table. You guys have a clear view of what's going on. So, there's no problem with being able to like see where she's sitting. You can see everything perfectly fine. So she sits down. She folds her hand. What's up? Miss, I'm Kendra, secretary here.
Maeve.
Pleasure to meet you.
I was here earlier to talk to you guys about this, but then the stuff happened with the detective. So curious on what was going on there, but my original business still stands.
Yes, I remember you coming by. She eyes you up and down very suspiciously. So, you're here to talk about the Cold Titan incident? The one
Yes.
that destroyed the southern portion neighborhood of the city?
Originally, I was stationed on the ship because of me. I was basically just being a guard for the time being. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I still wanted to report my view on it.
Very well. Which is?
Everyone was kind of in a panic, and there was a intruder on the ship trying to attack a few people. It was some... What was the one house that, what's his name? Bluehorn was from?
Tiger Eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone from the Tiger Eye had found their way onto the ship and was attacking civilians. It got to the point that everybody just fled the ship.
She eyes you. Interesting. Well,
In Toby's head, he's like, "Damn it, Bluehorn."
Well, it's splendid that you've come forward. Is your house going to be offering any assistance? We're running a very skeleton crew here. As the detective
I'm not
knows.
sure at the moment.
McFadden just kind of nods his head. Maeve, your perception's high enough. You hear him like cock back his crossbow under the table.
I'm not sure at the moment. The issue being is that they have stationed out most of the people who are working on the ship, including myself, to await orders and that kind of thing. So I've just been waiting to hear back. I've been trying to help where I can. When I found that the detective was hurt, I figured that I would step up and try to help.
Interesting. You guys can give insight checks at any point if you would like. The people in the other room. Or if you have any spells you want to subtle cast.
I'll do an insight on her.
What?
Mm-hmm.
We got 10.
You got a 10. I mean, could be worse.
As you say, it could be worse.
Perjury thought over here.
She seems very put off by the fact that Maeve is in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe she smells the blood in the water.
I kind of want to roll to see if I see that as well.
No. She stands up and she's like, well, I must be getting ready to go, however. There are things
What are you up to?
that require my attention. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Where are you off to, though? I'm curious.
I have an ongoing
Yes.
investigation going on about a bird attack casting spells. Possibly, we suspect a druid. There was a panda being chased by said creature. It blasted spells at it and burned it. We tried to locate the panda, however, they disappeared off into a shop that specializes in magic oddities. And then from there, we lost her trail. There's also another unusual thing. A blue-scaled dragonborn was spot attacking a rat and discharging a breath weapon.
Well, that is all.
Toby would just sit there and smile.
Yeah, Lily is actually preparing now, like, I'm about to throw the shit at her.
Well, all of that sounds very chaotic, but I think the more pressing matter at hand is that your boss got attacked, and you should probably be investigating that as well.
I have looked into it. There is ongoing suspects of a drow being involved. The poison is reminiscent of something that they would use.
Do I know if that's a correct statement, since I was looking at the poison originally?
The poison that you were looking at, without being able to alchemically check it, it's not like drow poison. This poison isn't designed to make one lethargic and knock them out. This poison is designed straight up to kill. Drow poison is much more subtle and harder to detect, but not as deadly. It can definitely knock someone out, though, instantly, paralyzing them.
How much do you know about drow poison?
Well, I'm not a drow. I don't know a particularly large amount, but what we could gather from the dart tip was that it possibly was drow related.
I had something to say so badly. Fuck.
Barge into the room.
Wait.
Hit him with accusation.
Yeah.
Wait, I got this because Toby. Wait, ready? Because Toby just sits there and holds the freaking
They
dart.
can't see us. They can't see us, Toby.
Yeah, no, I know, but he shows it to Lily. It's like, he's just nodding his head, like,
All of this,
like-
and Maeve is going to say, well, we were here, and if I remember correctly, my friend had taken the dart. So how did you look into that?
She smiles and lashes out. Her hand transforms into a large bone-like club and it lashes out. She gets advantage against you.
I have my attack, my thing goes
oh,
up.
we're ready to attack.
Oh, I'm ready to attack goes up.
Give us some amazing combat music.
Dun-dun.
So she hits you for whoops. That didn't work. Second is supposed to be dropped on her. Reroll the damage. There we go.
Ooh.
I'm so confused. What is happening?
So, her hands
Does that 5 stack on top of everything else? Because that would immediately take me to 0.
No, it does.
The 5 stacks on top too?
Yep.
Jesus.
So, her hand transforms and comes out and it slams into her with 2 powerful attacks, and you just see Maeve get launched back, slam against the wall. Need you to make an injury table check. So give me a death saving throw first off. You are knocked unconscious. And then I need you to roll a Constitution save.
So the death saving throw is fine, but the Constitution was crap. Okay. Eesh.
So, as she hits you, one of the part of her fist opens up and this viscous purple acidic poison drips into your wound. And you feel it burn through your body as you lose consciousness. You have festering wounds.
Okay.
Your maximum HP is permanently reduced by 1 for every 24 hours that the wound persists.
Okay.
If your maximum hit points drop to 0, you instantly die. And the wound can be healed through magical healing. Alternatively, someone can tend to it with a medicine check of 15.
Wait, what happened?
I'm unconscious.
Yeah. So, her hands transform into these like large fists and slams into Maeve, crippling her, and then now anyone with eyes could see that as a doppelganger. She opens her skin and poisons Maeve with her own blood. Your guys' ready to actions go off.
Yeah.
Can we get a music change for battle?
I did change it.
Just didn't change for us then.
Oh. What? Oh, I forgot.
So I'm going to drop on the
I
battlefield.
skip everything. So that way. Okay, cool.
I'm going to
There we
drop on
go.
the battlefield the doppelganger token so you guys can target it. And there's McFadden's token.
Okay. I don't see it. Can you share it again?
Does a
Yeah, sure it again.
So
That,
a 21
again.
will hit.
okay.
So you fire through the window, the glass breaks as the bolt comes flying in. You guys all have advantage on your attacks, by the way.
Wait, which one is these is her?
The really ugly one on the bottom.
Certainly, I
Oh, at the bottom. Oh.
I'm assuming the other one is the detective.
So Toby fires, and he's like, he doesn't know which was
Oh my God.
shoots the detective.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry.
I'm a retcon that. I'll deal the 5 damage to her like you intended.
Okay, yeah, because I was zoomed in and I'm looking up, so I didn't look at the thing.
Alright, so yeah, Lily, you shooting your whole chakram at her, right?
Yeah.
This big
Yeah, it broke through the glass. Yeah, that was
thing
the point of it.
flying out. You hit.
That's 5 damage.
Hits her for 5 damage. She rips it out and like throws your chakram on the
Can she
ground.
actually? Wait, can she actually hold it though? That's the question.
She can't.
Oh. That's interesting.
Alright, does my prepared action to jump through the window and go over?
Yep. So you dive through the window, action movie hero style. Roll through. We're gonna
I like
make a
the- okay,
contested strength check.
I like to think that
Versus
when
their
I
dexterity.
when I threw the chakram, like he went in right after it hit with glass.
Oh
still
my
falling
god,
on him.
that's...
So you lunge in, you miss, and they get to make an attack of opportunity against you.
Rip.
And it hits you for 7 damage. As like her fist grows in size and slams you.
Did we roll? We did roll initiative.
Yeah.
Did we roll for initiative?
Lily's at top initiative with initiative count 16.
Okay.
So, Lily, you saw her grab this chakram, throw it on the ground. Her whole form shifts to this like gray skin, orange-eyed doppelganger. As she's like looking at you guys with murderous intent.
I want to run in.
Mm-hmm.
Next and to Maeve.
Mhm.
And I saw she got poisoned, right?
You would notice that she has a festering wound. Yeah.
Was festering wound caused by the poison?
Yes.
So if I give her a smoky chow, she'll be immune to it. This is what I'm hearing, right?
Let me look at this exactly. Is your smoky shop considered magical healing?
Well, all my stuff is magical. It's magical cooking. Like,
It's a healing item, kind of.
I would allow that to temporarily stem it off.
yeah, because what it does is like it's mixed with as an arcane cook. Literally, an arcane cook, you put magic into your food. What the smoky chop does is, the target gains resistance to cold damage and immunity to poison condition.
Does it immunity to disease?
Not disease.
No, then it will not affect you at all. The poison caused disease, which caused the pest wound.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna then.
Hasn't been getting any worse.
Yeah, it will temporarily stem it off. It will not cure it.
Well, she's unconscious, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna. It probably won't work. 'Cause she can't swallow if she's unconscious. I'm gonna. There's guards in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I shop for one of interaction for them, like, to wake her up, get her up?
They smirk. And they're two changelings.
Of course. Why did I think otherwise? Alright.
Changelings.
So I'm between two changelings, what you're saying right now.
There's two changelings at the end of the table.
Alright. But, and I'm next to Kendra, changeling.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna shout. Does anyone know any healing? And then I'm going to whack the one right next to me
Mm-hmm.
with my walk.
So you're walking the changeling?
Yes. Oh, dang it. Did I not go?
Here you go. This is changeling guard 1.
No, I meant the one right next to me. Kendra. Right?
Oh, you're attacking Kendra?
Yeah, that didn't go through. I'm using targeting.
Hey.
Why didn't it go through?
Control click. Control left click on Kendra.
Yeah, no, I am.
It says it
Oh.
hit twice.
Oh, well, for me it doesn't show it. Well, I will trust you.
Mm-hmm.
So, 6 damage to it.
So she like grunts.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm. Yep, what's up?
So I can see like the wound on her. The wound is festering. Like is would prestidigitation help with it temporarily to like clean it up the wound? Because it can clean the area. Instantly cleaning the toilet as an object. So can my cleaning stone clean the area just so it isn't as bad?
You can use it to stem it off, not cure.
Can I touch? Can I just like
Sure.
use my cleaning stone just to
Sure.
clean it off? Okay. Cleaning stone 101.
So McFadden pulls out his crossbow, his hand crossbow. It's this sleek metal design with a revolving chamber, and just fires off 2 bolts with stabs into the changeling. The changeling's form, or the doppelganger's form, sorry, shifts and changes to stem off the crossbow bolts from staying in her and falls to the ground. Maeve, make me a death saving throw.
Yep. Hey. 1 save, 1 fail.
Closest to her,
I'm trying to use my body to block you.
just,
Yeah.
so she would punch you. This is her first attack. This is her second. As these like 2 large fists come flying at you. Toby. So you're still in the other room.
Toby's gonna, jump through and rush over to Maeve and take out the spare healing potion he had
Okay.
and give it to her.
Okay.
Aww. Teamwork.
So that's what? 2d4 plus 3?
Let's see what you have. 2d4 plus 2 hit points.
Oh. 8 hit points back. So you have 28
Oh god. Those were numbers.
28 damage, and you are no longer unconscious. That was your bonus action. Oh, no, it's an action to give it to someone
Someone
else.
else, yeah. So you
Yeah.
have a bonus action.
You have haste and spell that you can use, maybe? Quicken spell? That spell's bonus action?
No, I do not.
No. Hadretha.
Like I say,
Alright.
he had interactions and style for say something.
Alright, I am going to move over and attack the doppelganger, but I'm going to use Green Flame Blade.
Cool. So you come through and your warhammer glows with fire. Roll to hit.
Oh, that. So the Warhammer attack is right there. Nope. Wow.
You have to roll to hit first.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
So it
There
hits.
we go.
What does Green Flame Blade do?
Green Flame Blade. Me. Pull this out. So Green Flame Blade. I make a standard attack. And, okay, that did not work. It does an additional fire damage whenever I hit with a melee attack.
So how much extra damage would that be? Isn't it like by your spell modifier?
Believe so. One moment.
I'm looking it up right now. Let's see.
I would look it up, but I have so much stuff on my screen right now.
Yeah,
I would have
yeah,
to,
yeah, it does my...
I would have to add it just to show it.
No, it actually doesn't do the fire damage to that. It bounces from the primary target to an additional target within 5 feet that I can see.
So fire bounces from her to one of the changeling guards. You want one or two?
We'll do 1. And it does my spellcasting modifier, so it does 4 damage.
So it just burns. So this green flame leaps off of his hammer and burns onto this other target. Zah! Lets out like a cry of flame and begins trying to like beat out the fire. Alright. Changeling Guard 1 is going to lob a spear at Hadretha.
Oh,
Hit him.
Is Aretha right next to me?
He is on the opposite side of the changeling.
Well,
Throws the spear
and
and it
because you said all the changelings were together, so is he like? That's what I was wondering. Are we like all within 5 feet of each other, or
yeah, you're all
can I
bunched
intercept
up.
that for him?
Sure.
He's right next to me. So that will take. That'll not fall all damage. He takes no damage.
Alright.
Because 8 plus 1 on mine.
Cool.
No, 8 plus 3. 11, because my proficiency.
Cool.
So yeah.
The second changeling guard is going to try to melee attack Toby. Which hits him
I should have saved that for Toby.
for 5. And just he takes the spear and stabs him. And with that, we are going to go on break. Don't change that dial, dear viewer. We will return in less than 5 minutes.
and counting.
Wait a second.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to one of the best D&D shows here on this side of the internet. Welcome back to Tactical Reroll, where we last left our astounding party. They had recently sided with Detective McFadden in order to determine whether or not his secretary was a doppelganger. It turns out that their ambush, the ambushers became the ambushees, as the detective's own personal guard have all been replaced with changelings. Coming back at the top of the combat round is the one and only Lily Cook.
Wait a second. I wasn't projecting that. I'm sorry. I wasn't prepared.
I wasn't prepared for that.
Okay. Here
That
we
was
go.
beautiful. Bravo.
Great.
I thought I did well.
You did do really
I
well.
thought I did well.
approve of it. I approve of it. I was not prepared for that.
Also, Kendra is bleeding purple blood all over the place at this point. She is heavily wounded. So is Maeve.
Is my check room? Oh no, Maeve's away.
Yep, Maeve is away. On the floor.
Whoa.
Yeah, I gave her a potion.
I'm still very wounded. I still technically have festering wounds.
Mm-hmm.
I only have 28. I have. What would that be? 8 hit points?
Drink. Lily's gonna go like, oh, you're awake. Drink this. D-
Maeve has 3 temporary hit points.
Yes.
All the hit points.
All I could do, and then
An
after
energy
that-
drink kind of just poured into your mouth. Here, drink this.
Is there anything else I can
Okay, I'll sip my coffee if everybody wants me to be so caffeinated.
Oh, what type of? Okay, this is sounds sort of fucked up. But what type of is it a monstrosity? The
Yes, Khandra is
Is it
a
a monster?
monstrosity. Because she is a magically altered creature.
is my chakram nearby?
It's on the floor next to her.
Is it 5 feet from me?
Yes, you can pick it up.
I'm gonna pick it up and I'm gonna like hold it, put my thing back and look at it like I can't wait to figure out what type of food I make with you.
Anyone other than Lily can clearly see that the guards and the detective are clearly very concerned at this statement.
Oh gosh.
The detective spins his revolving crossbow.
Wait, I had 2 guards in here who are guards. I thought they were changelings as well.
Yeah, they're changelings. The changelings themselves are very concerned by your
Oh,
statement.
right.
He fires, but the guards, because it's such close range, try to move out the way incredibly quickly. Maeve, Miss Braun's back. You are on the floor, and you notice a large festering wound has been cut into you. What would you like to do?
How is my arm reacting?
You were in a stressful situation, so it's probably flaring up.
Okay.
Toby's gonna be concerned about her arm. Because, he's like literally, he was the one who fed her gave her the drink. Like, neat trick.
Are they because I'm very confused by how the battle map is set up, because it's not technically the office.
Yeah.
Are they technically... Would they be within range if I shot it in front of me, in range to be inside of a 15-foot cone?
So you can either aim behind you and catch Toby, McFadden, and the 2 guards, or you can shoot forward and hit Lily Cook and Khandra and Hardraka.
Lily's tanky, so I mean, like, do what you got.
I mean, either way, if one of her allies is in the way, she's going to tell them to move.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Can I
you can
duck?
hold your action.
Can I duck?
That would be your deck save to get burnt.
Lily, just don't tell her to do it.
Okay.
Do it.
Do it.
So I'm going to be casting Burning Hands at the Kendra and the other guard. Or whoever
The change
those
thing.
2 are. Yes. Yeah, would I just drop help?
So what you can do
You drag
is,
it to all the affected creatures.
or you can like control left click on each of
Here, let me set it up how it would properly look, right? So, as far as like who's on what side.
I feel that has to be at least 5 feet.
That is pretty much how it is.
Okay.
You're in the middle of all this unfolding chaos.
Yeah.
We went to surround the Maeve. protect the Maeve.
So can you have... How should I do this? Yeah, she's just gonna be aiming at Kendra, so I'm gonna need everybody in that area to make a dex save. What just happened? What are you doing? Hello?
Something.
So what you can do is if you control and
There you
click on those who are
Uh-huh.
who you are supposed to who would be in the range, and then at in your spell, if you have that spell, you can force them to make the save.
Yeah, cool. Everything's set up. Condra fails. Lily Cook fails. Ardretha succeeds.
Lily ain't worried.
So now you can drag the damage on each corresponding person.
Well, real quick, as I'm getting hit, partially hit with this, I'm going to be casting Absorb Elements.
Hey, okay.
There we go.
So basically, Maeve just kind of looks at Lily and Hudrith and says "move" in a very low tone.
Wait, why are you doing it again?
Well, yeah, why are you doing it again?
No, I thought that was the damage.
No,
No.
the blood droplet is the
Oh.
damage.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all good. No, so she takes the full, I take 8 candle.
I don't know if I have to roll that twice. I don't
Hold
know.
up.
You just roll it once, and
Yeah.
it gets applied to each one because you
Okay.
rolled.
I'm sorry.
No, it's
I'm
fine.
not used to this.
So,
Me and Kendra gets the full 8, while Hardratha gets 4.
Okay.
And with I take even less from that there with because I'm using Absorb Elements. I have resistance, so
he absorbs the element. So he grabs the fire and just.
Did you already add it to me or no? Oh no, the 6 from earlier. Okay, never mind. I see. I'm not injured at all because temporary hit points.
So she holds out her hand. Any clothing you have on your arm is like torn apart. It just turns to ash as flames just streak out from her hand, burning across the whole area.
That's so cool.
And like,
And now her dragon mark is in full view of everyone.
yep, the skin is burnt and charred as like she releases this power. You're pretty much deafened by these voices that are clamoring at your head as you blast out this fire. And yeah, that's just what happens. Also, any flammable object is now also burning. So the wall's on fire, table's on fire, the chairs are on fire.
Everything's on fire.
Hardratha is not on fire. He just absorbed all the fire that hit
yep.
him.
And in
my
fact,
clothes
I
are on
actually
fire.
now even now have temporary hit points.
Non-magical
Wait, no!
objects are on
I
fire.
had temporary hit points. It absorbed my temporary hit points, so actually I'm not on fire. I had protection.
Because Absorb Elements was an abjuration spell, I now have my temporary hit points for my arcane ward.
Hey.
Cool. Condra is going to try to hit Lily and Hardratha.
I'm gonna intercept for Heather stuff.
He takes no damage because of his
Still
armor.
going to intercept for Hardratha. So he gets. Let me actually look at the exact thing again. I keep being confused. Let me do what I want to do, man. 1 times pleasure efficiency. So 3. He still has 3 temporary hit points then.
Okay.
Because I took 3 damage.
So you move your pan and like.
I used my chakram this time.
You shocked him?
I'm excited to cut it up and store his meat.
Okay. Toby, you just saw Maeve's arm blow apart as she shoots flames out of her fingers, scorching the entire area. The detective is notably shook by this. You would recognize an aberrant dragon mark of the evil and sinister thing that warps and controls people, causing them to go insane.
Toby's gonna keep that for later. And focus at the task at hand, and gonna use twin spell, his meta magic twin spell,
Okay.
and cast Ray of Frost.
Just
It's
had
that-
fire, now we have ice. Okay.
Okay.
And then since it only targets one person,
And that's
And-
like a super peaceful.
Yep, within range. So I'm guessing it's within range from him.
Yeah, it's within range from him.
Yeah.
So that means where is it?
Bah! You shoot out 2 bolts of Ray of Frost, and both of the changelings
Wait,
just...
actually, real quick, Hun. Are your stuff set up properly? So, like, your add-ons to it and such?
For me?
Yeah, for your spells.
No, it is not.
Okay, never mind. I'm like, that shouldn't make sense. I thought your charisma was higher.
Try again. Now you have a +6 to hit.
Yep.
Okay, try again.
Yeah.
Alright.
And to the other one.
There we go.
Hey.
But now I gotta re-click him to do the damage.
These crackling rays of ice streak across. Holy crap. You almost kill one of the guards outright as he like hits back and is gasping for air as like ice is encased all around his chest. Anything else you want to do?
I think as a... no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm good.
Ardretha, you just saw this sorcerer take one ray of frost and split it in half as he like almost instantaneously kills one of these guards.
Alright, well, at this point here, the doppelganger's still up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I'm just going to run up and hit them again.
Oh, yeah.
Once again, doing green flame blade.
Oh, yeah.
And
You have a lot of AoE in this part.
that's not a bad thing.
Not me.
I do with like 3 people have good AoE.
Oh, yeah, no.
Swing your
Oh, that's
warhammer in and slams it into the side of this changeling.
Yep, and then
Or doppelganger, I'm
And-
sorry.
yep, and then I also get an additional 1d6 because the absorb elements. The
Alright.
triggering type is fire. So
I'm gonna roll that in there and I'll just drag the damage right on.
yeah, so
Now is
and that's
this
for 3 damage.
just slams against the wall, coughs up blood and crumples into a pile. The other 2 changelings don't preferably want to die. Seeing their leader going down, so they throw their weapons down and like lift their hands up. Especially the one who is like ice encasing his whole chest.
Oh, yeah, you killed him. Thanks, Happy Harvesting. Pulled out 2 knives.
Oh. It's like the detective Nathan. Hold up. What do you guys think you're doing? We need to question them, not kill them, to see who they're working for.
I mean,
Toby's gonna be like, I kind of want to question them too for my own personal reasons.
isn't this one
I
already
just don't want
dead?
to die over here.
I'll say, get her to some medical get Maeve to medical attention. I'm sorry for the bass that's in the background. My dad's finally playing music. I can feel the bass. That's how bad it is.
Yikes. Yikes. Oh,
But yes, Toby's gonna be like, I kind of want to question myself, and if anything, they're low enough to where one cloud of daggers could possibly kill them.
yeah, the one changeling is like bleeding badly.
All respect at that. But isn't this one dead over here? And this.
Yeah, Condra's dead.
So
Yeah.
while you guys answer questions, I'm gonna get some food.
Okay.
I'm gonna be going through Condra's pockets. See if
Maeve,
she's got any information or anything like that on her.
Oh, hey, Maeve,
Maeve, you hear
that's a really-
McFadden just be like, savages.
that's a cool thing. Look, is it really savage? What don't people kill wolves in order to get food, but you have a dog as a pet?
This is a humanoid person.
It's a monstrosity.
I'll tell. I
If
look at him.
If you cut yourself, do you bleed poison that causes infection disease?
I look at the detective like, this monstrosity almost killed you.
He also gives. It doesn't take an insight check to know that he is now very uneasy around Maeve.
He is very what?
Uneasy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
no,
he's gonna-
like I said, I'm just looking for information. So,
Maeve is gonna prop her like self up against the wall behind her. If there's a wall there, I'm assuming
Yeah.
there is. And she's just going to say, these things have been attacking and killing people. It would have probably attacked you if I wasn't in the room. So be happy that I took a lot of that.
And Toby's gonna say, and plus, to be honest, these people, these changelings and that doppelganger, they may have been part of the reason why two known people and that I knew, or knew one of them, died, and plus, also could have been part of the reason why there was a huge attack at my around my area.
Yeah, I think also
Territory.
although Lily's probably starting to cut up, it would be like, and I mean, in all honesty, sir, what do you think happened to your real secretary and those real guards that they took over?
He opens the main door and yells out, and there's a stream of elite units come in here, guard captains, and they arrest the changelings, take away their weapons and stuff. They're all looking. Maeve, were you trying to hide your mark at this point?
She would be trying to, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So like Maeve, you've probably like wrapped it up with like some cloth or whatever, hiding it. But they're all eyeing the panda in the room, who is slicing up this person.
Do you know
With
I could
surgical
probably-
precision.
You know, I could probably make a meal with their flesh for adventurers in order to have a greater chance of camouflaging, since they are genetically
Really?
right.
Lily, you're scaring the people.
So I scare them if I walking by them. You think? Look, honey, you have to know. I come from the underground. I seen this Children of Kyber more scarier than the look they're giving me right now for not wasting something.
Civilians don't have to see this kind of thing.
They can close their eyes.
They're doing their jobs and arresting the changelings.
Then they
You
can
can
look.
eat.
No, I can't. I have 1 hour after the creature dies. So
You
give
can
me a
wait
moment.
like 20 minutes. It's
So
not
they
that hard.
they arrest him and like take him away. And McFadden like sits down and just in horror waits for Lily to finish cutting up this.
So how do I cut up? Okay, so I cut it up.
What is your charisma?
My charisma?
Yes.
My charisma is 15.
What's your bonus to?
Plus 2.
Plus 2. Anyway. Okay. Thank you.
Right, so after I do that, just put the essence in, put it in my bag. Got a chunk of doppelganger. I'm so excited now. I can make a new recipe. This is actually gonna be helpful for us in case we come across problems again. Oh, actually, should we go? Do you think how's the garrison doing?
All of you need to sit down and answer some questions before anyone goes anywhere.
I'm already sitting.
yeah. Do I find anything in her pockets?
You're rummaging through their pockets. Oh, give me an investigation check.
Oh, so how much did I get?
Is the door for the office closed?
Hey.
Yeah, the door for the office is closed.
Okay.
Sorry.
Then I'm.
Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
She was just going to look at her mark and make sure that it's not spreading too crazily.
Mm-hmm.
So I rolled a nat 20 to cut out the doppelganger.
So yeah, you
How much
get
did I get? How many chunks?
What does your skill thing say?
I don't know. It just said you cut it up, and you can put it in your bag.
Cut it up.
Also, I have to take out the carrion crawlers. I already made meals for those.
Oh. So yeah, you'll get a good amount. So you find in your as you're searching her, you find just like some basic coin. You find 2 gold, so you're up to 40 gold, and you find 23 copper, which I've added to your inventory, Harjatha. You also find a purple gemstone. It's hexagon in shape, and it looks like there's like a clear blue teardrop in the center of it. It's slightly larger than a dollar coin. That's the only things of like note you find. Detective McFadden sits down. It's like,
How much meat do I get?
how much meat do you get?
Yes, so I can make notes. I don't forget.
You get 4 large slabs of meat.
Yeah. Also, I will do precipitation over in the complete areas, and that way all nights all cleaned up and everything. I'm
Can you
not.
clean up those burns? I'm all.
Oh, yeah, I can do that. Go through cleaning up everything in the room.
You would be able to clear like the blood off, but not necessarily the burn marks in the scorch table. That would be a more mending thing.
No, I can clean it up so it's not as bad.
Fair. It's still damaged. So with crossbow out sitting on the table, he gestures for everyone to sit down.
Yeah, I sit down.
Who
Dave
exactly?
hasn't moved from the spot leaning against the wall because very badly injured.
Who exactly are you people? You show up into my office, saved my life, and now you're fighting monsters like some form of war heroes.
Toby would actually step up saying, "That's the thing. I am a war hero."
My name's Lily Cook. I was alive before the war. I was born before the war actually happened.
He looks at you. I see you have a mark of Kyber on you.
Look at who?
Maeve. I thought you were a agent of House Lyandra.
I am.
He's like, he looks at you. He gives you this look of like, I don't trust you.
Toby would say, "Oh, it'd say the whole. She may be the house, maybe from that house, but what? It probably was something from her past, if I'm correct."
Yes. I'm not going into details on it, but I work for them due to that.
I think it looks
very few in the house actually know about the mark.
And you, Drow, who are you?
I'm just a guy who came here to investigate the magical anomaly that happened.
Lily just smiles.
So we have a war hero, a traitor, a panda, and just some generic guy walk into my office.
I mean, she's not a traitor, but if that's what you want to go with.
Maeve, you would know that if this guy were to tell your house, you would be ousted and hunted. That you have this mark. Lily doesn't like understand the magnitude of what was revealed.
Yeah.
Maeve is gonna look at the detective and say, "We're trying to help. If you would like us to continue helping you, I ask you to please not mention this to anyone."
He pauses and looks at you. As long as you don't become a threat to my people, then sure.
I would never. I have a family of my own that I'm trying to take care of.
You say you got questions?
Why are you so keen on investigating this? Why not just leave this to the authorities to take care of?
I don't trust him.
So you're saying you don't trust me?
Oh, I didn't say you. I trust
So-
you. But clearly I had all right means not to trust your secretary. Your guards.
Toby was
Maybe it's-
second. Oh yeah, go for it.
I was gonna say Maeve's gonna look at Hydratha and be like, should we tell him details?
Yeah. I mean, he's the reason why we came here in the first place.
He's sitting here looking at you two saying this. Tell me what?
I mean, we originally came here because I'm accused of murder.
I knew I recognized you from somewhere. You're one of the suspects. We were gonna bring you in for questioning.
Well, we came here in order to clear out his name. We got a name from
Wilhelm.
Wilhelm. We all know all that.
I never got a note. The
Well,
secretary
it's-
probably took it.
Well, no, I have it. They gave it back to me.
Oh.
The guards up front stopped me because motion to the chat room. So we came in, but when we came in, Smoke was here. You were dry. You were had a needle on you, and well, luckily there was another panda ran that you probably vaguely remember. He managed to tell us that you were poisoned, and my Smokey chops us to save your life.
He nods his head. So, you're telling me that you're just a bunch of people who happen to be incredibly good at fighting monsters, and you're coming here to clear his name.
Well, that was the original purpose, yeah. And then more stuff happened.
You seem awfully intrigued and wrapped into this some way. You know these people?
No, like which people you talking about? I'm sorry.
He gestures towards the corpse that's... Ew. He gestures
Yeah.
towards the corpse that's sitting in the corner.
Mutilated.
Yeah, Toby would say that. Well, since he's from the Tiger Eye, his people have been being attacked by these so-called creatures.
Now Detective McFadden really narrows his eye. You're from the Mafia.
Yes.
You have a lot of nerve coming up into my office.
That's why we got a note from Captain Milham saying we were coming here on good terms.
Let me see this note.
Here you go.
He opens the note. He scans it for a moment. He flicks it in the air and shoots it, and it gets stuck onto the ceiling.
You have to think, these people are also the reason why he's still alive. If it weren't for us, your secretary would have just had you dead.
What's House Lyandar's fulfillment in all this? Miss Maeve?
There's technically none. I'm a house agent. I do what they tell me. I go off on my own business. Come when they want me, leave when they don't.
So, you're using your status simply to further your own goals?
What goals do I have other than protecting my family?
Obviously a lot if you're here fighting alongside these three.
Well, that one was accused of murder and he saved my life.
To be quite honest, sir, we came in here for one thing and then we just did, I assumed we did the right thing and trying to make sure everything was alright with you.
I'm not accusing anyone of anything. I'm just trying to understand. He, is thinking for a good while. And he stops. You said there's something wrong with Garrison A13.
Yes.
We went over there to maybe see if the person who tried to attack you was still over there. There was weird magic happening. People were dead. Guards were changed, and just everything lined up to point us toward your secretary.
Yeah, while we went over there, because like on the outside, how you look over, because when I looked over, it looks like there's people standing there and all that, and which is why the guards on the route, they didn't question it, but when you walk close enough to it, they just disappear, like they were never there to begin with.
And you also cannot speak. There's no sound in the area.
Magic.
And from there is where there's a window open directly leading over to you. And from the direction in which the needle was shot from.
It's a very well-crafted needle, too. If I may add.
Why would someone want to kill me? Since you know so much. I've made plenty of enemies, but to go through this amount of trouble.
Should we tell?
Well, I'll state, apparently you had something in your vault. In your office. Something stashed away.
Sir, was anything in your vault taken away despite it being broken open?
I had a few personal things in there.
Were they taken or no?
Stuff was rummaged through, clearly, but...
You had said something about the stuff that you were investigating was taken.
Yeah, I had that in my drawer. I have a small lock on there. They broke that open and stole it.
This is the reason why we were investigating, because seems like things are lining up in a weird way.
So we telling him?
Hard. What?
Are we telling him? Because it feels like we're going on a route of telling him, and I feel like as a team...
Telling me what?
Well, where do we begin?
He sits up in his chair, props himself back, and he has his hand like tapping on his crossbow.
Yep. So real quick before we get started, I'm gonna pull out my bottle and just like take a drink, and then just offer a drink to everyone else. Be like, you want some before we get started with this?
I'm all good. I'm excited to tell about this story.
The detective accepts some.
It's nice to know.
He holds it up to the light though to like make sure like this isn't poisoned, right?
You really think we would poison you after we just saved you?
You can never be too careful.
Really?
Just start sipping on it.
I am on the floor with wounds. We're not going to try to hurt you.
Lily's just like doing the SpongeBob meme, like, how does this correlate?
Do we have any medical tools here, by the way, that I can borrow?
Say that again, you cut out, I'm sorry.
Do we have any medical tools any medical kits I can borrow quick to help our friend over here?
Oh yeah, he calls out and one of the medical halfling that was dawdling over him comes in. And
Wait, you. Give me a hand.
the halfling
Yes.
holds out their hand with the dragon mark.
I'm gonna put a rock on her hand.
Rock salt.
She just like eyes. It doesn't do anything. She just like
Okay.
eyes the rock salt. The halfling looks up to you. What is this about?
Oh, we have cases of changeling and doppelgangers. Go ahead.
I must be the world's tiniest changeling then.
I don't know what I can do.
You can never be too careful about
This halfling's craning its neck to look up at this massive panda.
I mean, Lily would probably have kneeled in order to touch them with the ball.
Right.
The house agent for House Jeresco comes up to you. Are you an insured member of? Does your house offer you medical insurance for your injuries and stuff? You don't. Your handler does.
As he whines.
You don't. And you would know that this is pretty much the question that's asked before. Well, all the magic and medical expenses I'm coming out, it's going to be charged to you.
Yeah, so she'll explain that. I just need enough to make sure I don't die while sitting here being questioned.
Nods their head. They're going to do a medical check on your infected wound and stuff. And they check it out. Well, this is badly infected. If you don't get this treated, you could die.
Yeah.
So, you want me to just you want a basic medical kit and let it heal on its own over time? You want me to magically heal you now? Magic will be drastically more expensive than medical.
Prices?
It's gonna be like around 100 and...
You're looking at 175 to 300 gold, depending on how bad this is.
Can you do payments for it?
Of course.
I'll go ahead with it. I got it.
Or I can just bandage it up and it will be notably cheaper. 15 gold.
Do the magical. You can send it to Lily Buell, the bill, and I'll figure it out.
Very well. Begins checking it over and preparing the spell.
Maeve thanks you.
I mean, all this will require from you is that you gotta work for me a little bit.
You cut out on my end.
Oh, all this means is you just gotta work for me a little bit. Welcome to the crew of Lily Bugle. I'm glad to have you aboard.
That's fine, I am on leave, technically.
Cups, the halfling cups their hand and like pushes a glowing orb of healing light that washes over Maeve, and her wound like stitches itself back up. The skin regrows back over, and there's no scar or anything. And you no longer have a festering wound.
Yay!
See, if it was like
not gonna
about
lie.
mushrooms or something not as like, poisonous as a doppelganger by what it looked like. I mean, you see that floor where blood at? Like, there's nothing there. I got some first in from it. Like, I wasn't gonna like just let you like, I'm gonna casually let this heal. No.
Toby's not gonna say anything about that because he kind of just took the cheap way out too.
So, halfling looks you guys over, asks if anyone else needs medical attention.
I literally put his hand.
So-
I'm fine.
Am I back up to full, or...?
Your grievous wound is healed, and now you can spend hit die to heal.
Okay.
So, they'll actually probably do a basic medical check. So, you get 4 plus roll one of your. What's your hit die? D10. You get 5 hit points back
Oh, wow.
because I rolled like crap. So you're at 23 damage. They do basic like.
Wait, no, it goes back down. Sorry. Brain.
Yeah, it's like reverse from how we're used to doing it.
Yeah.
They do basic medicine and lower your wound count.
Yeah.
And this encounter will be a short rest, so you guys can roll hit die. Because it's gonna take a bit of going back and forth explaining to this detective who you've piqued their interest.
So it all started off when I received a a thing saying I own land in Shard. And go just. I think the parts in which Lily would leave out is personally Lily wouldn't say anything about what happened on the ship, specifically the guy. More detail about the guy chasing. After it would not. She would mention how she came in contact with something powerful. And but purposely try to make it, but not state that it was actually in her shop.
Mm-hmm.
But it was in the area in which the explosion of wild magic surged.
Oh wow.
So it's less of, I personally say it would be less of deception, but more so like keeping certain things out while saying everything else, and leaving it up to anyone else wanted to say anything else.
So it would be a deception, only deception check. By the way, you guys can spend more than 1 hit point, specifically for May, or more than one hit die per rest.
Do I have any anything with that, or any add-on, or?
There we go.
Okay,
Yours
Toby's
didn't even
good.
go through for me.
I'm not bloodied anymore.
What, my deception?
Yeah.
I didn't roll it yet. I'm asking now before I roll it.
No, just roll.
Okay. Got 9.
9. He believes you enough. He can kind of tell. This is a professional detective. He deals with criminals all the time. So he can kind of tell that you're holding back information, but he doesn't press it right now.
Because I feel like I'm getting a good amount of it for him to know.
So you're telling me there's powerful artifacts.
And if anyone else wants to say anything, you can. Like, if you... It's at this point with Lily, it's like she won't say more unless someone else thinks it's right to add on type of thing.
So, with us...
And like with the ship, with the cold titan, Lily ain't saying shit about that.
Right.
Because she wasn't there.
Well, that's what Maeve was about to start explaining.
Sorry.
Yeah.
With me, I was on the Cold Titan originally. I was assigned to be a sort of bodyguard for the Admiral.
Your
and
house
the
has
ship was
been
attacked.
exceptionally quiet about that. We saw a massive explosion light up over my neighborhood. What was that about? Technical failure? A spell? I
No,
personally
we were-
suspect that it was a terrorist attack. Someone trying
we
to
were attacked.
cripple you.
Somebody was attacking the Admiral. At the end of it, I had originally captured someone, brought him to the Admiral. We were attacked. Hydratha got us out. And Lily found us crashed into the neighborhood from the escape pods.
That's a lot of convenient things wound all together.
Yeah, it's weird, which is why we're kind of trying to figure out what is happening.
And the artifact I mentioned earlier, they're connected with it. And the whole reason why you mostly got attacked, sir, is because, well, our friend here, Hydratha, he went to, he sold in that thing, and, well, you had it.
It was something that... Where did you find that staff again, Hydratha?
It was given to me by Bluehorn.
He must have found that on the ship, most likely. No. Without knowing the guy, from what I hear about carrier,
You're cutting in and out, hun, I'm sorry.
usually he doesn't carry around.
Nope, there he goes again.
I think it's the bird, to be honest. Like,
Yeah, I know,
legitimately.
right?
I think the bird is walking so high that is, he doesn't carry around staffs. That's what Toby says.
Oh,
To be blunt, Hydratha, was it something you guys might have found while you were stowing away on the ship?
Possibly?
How did you guys get on the ship?
We stowed away in some boxes.
Woo!
And
Boxes.
about when did he have that stuff?
I do not know. We stowed away in different boxes. I came across them later on. He had the staff.
Okay. So
back
it's a
to the
stolen-
topic at hand. The staff. What was it? What did it do? I don't care where you got it from.
It was less of what it did, and it's more of like the artifact. Well, we were examining it, and Hydratha had it on him while with the artifact, and the traces of that got onto the staff.
Where is this powerful artifact now? You must have turned it over to someone who's qualified to handle these things.
Nope, because I can't trust them.
You're up.
Dragon palm.
Look, sir, to be quite honest with you, I mean, I'll take the situation at hand. Someone you knew for years, who you thought you can trust, was actually the one trying to kill you because they were killed and taken over by someone else. The only reason why I trust you right now is because you were the one trying to get killed, and and like you held the rock salt, I saw it in your hand. They were still trying to go after you.
Plus, you're not trying to kill us.
And even when you got shot, you still stayed in a human form, even though Toby... Oh, wait, no, that didn't happen. Never mind. That didn't happen. I saw another timeline that happened. That didn't happen. But
Wait, what?
He just looks at you.
Okay, well,
very
I forgot
confused.
that, like, we retconned that you didn't actually shoot him, but you shot someone else.
I know.
Cause I'll be like, oh yeah, when you got shot, you didn't change. I'm like, oh wait, that technically didn't happen anymore.
Right.
But it was like, whatever.
Because if I would have shot him, he was actually dying.
Yeah. But like, out of all of this, like, I mean, if I have to go with the official, I'll trust you enough. And I mean, you clearly have goodwill intention. You aren't exactly fond of houses to begin with. I can tell by your guards over there. And to be honest, you may still be targeted around a little bit more because, I mean, you survived.
He pulls out like his crossbow bolts that are shortened for his revolver. Slides them in. He's like loading it as he's like thinking. We'll discuss all this artifact nonsense more. I want to see it myself, but for now, Garrison A13. You're right. I don't know who I can trust. For all I know, those elite guards who brought those changelings to the jail cell could have been changelings themselves, and they could be all roaming around here all over again.
Oh.
I know you guys aren't mercenaries, but could I interest any of you in possibly a monetary reward in exchange for accompanying me to the garrison?
I'll go.
Yeah, I'll go with you.
Yeah, because
I
we
mean-
still have to investigate that place.
I'm more so will go with you out of curiosity. You just have to promise me a meal at my restaurant. I promise it won't be what you ate at those are specialty meals. I actually do have normal meat.
Give me a persuasion check.
Wait. Can I assist persuade?
Sure.
Because I had some of her food and it's good.
Okay, sure.
Do I have advantage on it?
Yeah.
Wow.
He'll give you advantage, so you can roll with advantage.
Yeah.
I think like he had high like look, Toby did like really good persuasion. I'm like, look, this you see me in my prime element. I'm sorry, but in all seriousness, I mean, this stuff is more so for specialty. I'm planning on doing specialty meals for adventurers and such, or if they need something in particular.
Sure. Do you serve alcohol?
Yeah, I have a dwarven ale.
Do you? He looks out. He looks to make sure no one's looking around. There's certain contraband items that
Trumpet?
I indulge.
Troll spit?
No.
Sorry, that's the first thing. Like, I feel like everybody's been wanting that
I was
lately.
just about to say that.
If I were to, I don't know, hang out and smoke luciferium, it wouldn't be a problem, would it?
No, that's fine.
Splendid.
I mean, I'm in the lower below, and I mean, you do whatever you want.
He snaps his thing back together, puts it in his coat. Well, let's go. We can discuss rewards after we assess how dangerous this is.
Oh, just know you won't be able to talk in there, apparently. There's some silence there.
One more thing. Quickly, follow me to my office. I mean, he gets up and leaves out the little conference room you guys have been in.
Oh, here we
I
fall.
can breathe! Well, he's just gonna take a nice big stretch.
Right.
Yeah, because the area outside of this is, the ceilings are much taller. You can stand comfortably. Goes back over to his office, goes into his, goes into his desk, and he pulls out some tassels. They have like a little emblem on the end.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a ball, so it says silken cord, blue, and it goes into a chain that holds a ball and a gavel on the end. And he hands them to you guys. These are deputy seals. They'll allow you to pretty much boss around the city guard for a little bit. I'll be asking for those back after this is said and done. But in case anyone decides to hassle you, you can show them that. The off chance we get split up. I don't need you getting arrested for carrying weapons or fighting.
He's gonna like pin it up. Like, do I just pin on my clothes or?
Yeah.
What he's gonna do is be like, oh, so proud.
He looks you dead in the eye, Toby. Really? I'm gonna ask for this back. And then hands it to you.
Oh, I don't plan on keeping this around. Trust me, I already feel uncomfortable by putting this on.
Mm-hmm.
After this, actually, can I walk over to Maeve?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Maeve, are you alright, hun?
I'm better, but still a little weak.
Is there anything I can do for you? I mean, unfortunately, I think I don't have any more food cut up. I gotta wait a little bit for that. I mean, I can actually cut up some doppelganger stuff, but I don't know if you would want that.
As long as we're careful, I'm sure we'll be alright. Though, before we decide to do any fighting, we should probably stock up on some things.
Just, I'll stick by you, okay? You got a family to get back to. And also, I don't view differently, probably because of my, lack of understanding the great severity of it. But I think it's pretty cool, and I don't think that defines who you are. So
Either way, it's something that's going to have to stay as quiet as possible if I want my family to be safe.
by the way how the guys reacted to it, I assumed as such. Don't worry, with me, I won't say anything. I don't really understand the great severe of it, and at least while you're around me, people won't be. If you want to stick with me, people won't look at you as much. They'll look at the big, scary black panda with a kyber crystal chakram on its back.
You know, I usually try to cover it. Most people just see me as an agent.
I see you as a person, a feisty one with a good muscle, a good heart.
So I'm adding warden seals to all of your inventories.
Ooh.
Probably had typos, but
Warden seals. Yay.
dyslexia is amazing. Alright. So, he's gonna go straight over there. He's like, I don't know if you want to prepare anything else, but I'm gonna go head over there and start investigating. I'll wait for you to arrive before I head inside, and I'll keep a low profile.
Try to keep a few feet out of it. It seems to affect the area. Like if you go about like 15 feet towards it, the rest of the guards won't notice you.
So if you get into trouble, not many people are gonna come running.
I'll stay with them.
Alright.
Alright, so, what do you guys, what's the plan?
Did you wanna? I don't have that much money right now, so I can't exactly buy potions. But if you wanna, or if Toby got anything.
Radiator.
I kind of spent 50 gold already, and I only have 20 something gold left.
I only have 27 currently due to payment being low for work.
If you want, we can try to see going back to the shop, and she's not exactly. Well, she is a herbalist, but not exactly in the way of potions.
I recommend whatever you guys are planning to do, don't make it take too long. We don't have all day.
We can run somewhere quickly and just make sure that we have something.
Okay, you lead the way. I'll follow around.
So before we leave, I'm going to pass 40 gold to maybe get what you think we might need.
So he puts 1 month's worth of payment into your hand for a common person.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Also, Lily doesn't think oh, that's pretty cool because she doesn't understand.
How do all of you have so much money?
Well, see, I spent about a good chunk of it at my restaurant because I slaved for 75 years in the kitchen. That sounds really bad. I didn't slave. I just worked really hard for my money and put it aside. I can't say the words.
Kind of slaved around as well. I did too much jobs already. Too many to count.
I've done a couple things. The most profitable thing was when Ross fighting as a gladiator.
I love how he's things.
Stuff and things.
Alright, so, quickly, I'm not gonna bother role-playing through this. What do you guys want to get? What are you guys looking for?
Is there a place that we can get medical kits and that kind of thing? Something minor.
So you want what? A healer's kit?
Yeah, probably.
Alright. So yeah, you can go to House Jaresco's place if you're looking for that, or unless you know a place with that sells it elsewhere. The Dragon Mark House Jaresco pretty much has a monopoly on all the healing potions and all that
I
stuff.
have a question. Who knew a lot about the doppelganger?
Who knew a lot about the doppelganger?
Who knew the most about the doppelganger amongst everyone?
Toby and Maeve.
So no.
Maeve knows more than Toby.
So while with you guys, I'd probably ask if, while looking around, if the doppelganger was considered a child of Kyber.
A what?
Child of Kyber. You know,
Would that be something? I'm not sure.
That I would not know.
So healer's kits are 5 GP and they instantly stabilize one creature that has 0 hit points without needing a medical check. They have banded cells and stuff like that. And there's a feat that you can use, which is like medic, that heals more. But it's pretty much you run over and fix them up and they're stabilized with 0 hit points.
Yeah. I will get...
And they're 5 gold.
I'll do 4 of those. So that would be 20.
So it has 10 uses per healer.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
I thought it was a one-use thing, so I'll do 2 then. Rather than...
So it's 10 gold. It has 10 uses, and you can just instantly expend it as long as the creature's in 5 feet of you.
Yeah. And is there any, like, minor potions?
Yep, they're 50 gold for a minor healing potion.
Okay.
For basic healing potion, I should say.
I'll do 1, and then that will be it. And I will give one of the healer's kits to Lily.
oh, thank you.
So you can get that from the party inventory sheet.
Yeah. Oh man, did you ever get a chance to...
Still a whole bunch of stuff in the party inventory sheet, by the way.
Well, actually, the troll spit and stuff are like in my basement. I just haven't bothered taking them out of it.
I'm seeing that there's like acid, alms box, a bag, blowgun needle, bottles of glass, brewer supplies,
Also, I took
bronze
that
wood ring, short bow, short sword, and a lot of money.
No, that money is in my chest at my restaurant.
Alright, so all the stuff in there is at the chest at your restaurant.
Yeah.
Alright. Just making that clear.
Like, the money and all that is at Lily, and the glasses of troll spit and the bottle of glasses are there, and the brewer supplies are there. Everything else, I guess it's also there. I don't know.
Alright.
But where's the medkit? Or did I already put it in my inventory?
I don't know, it's in Mason for Torish. You can put it in the party sheet.
Is there any way for you like this? Who just did a smiley face?
Healer's kit. Sorry. I keep calling it a medical kit. It is not. It's a healer's kit.
We're just used to it.
I don't know. How does one drag it from...
It's fine. I can just put it. It's a medical kit.
Yeah. It's a healer's kit.
I can just add it.
I can pull it from one to the other. Healer's kit.
And then I bought a minor healing potion as well.
Yep.
I don't know where to get that from. Like, I looked in items, but
It's in your... It's a potion of healing.
Ah, there it is. Okay.
Your healer's kit disappeared. There it is.
Technical difficulties.
Healer's kit. Boom. And then...
Oh, there it is.
It's removed it from her inventory. Nope, no, it did. It only moved on. Cool. Alright, everything's set up. Anyone want to do anything else?
Nope. I've been hanging out with the detective.
Oh, does Maeve want to put blood into her sword to use for her Crimson Right?
If you have any hit dice left.
So pretty much, so instead of taking the... So how it works is instead of taking the damage for your Crimson Right, you can put blood into it. And just immediately make your sword catch on fire.
Yeah, I will do that.
Mm-hmm. Burn. Health die. So you guys have 12. So you have 1 health die left, and you like inject yourself, and it like draws the blood into it, and you put it into your hilt.
Yes.
No.
Hopefully, Lily is not too set off by me doing that. Said hopefully Lily's not too freaked out about me putting blood into a sword.
Maeve, I literally
Yes?
chopped up a doppelganger while humanoids were staring at me. As a monster in which I am. This does not disturb me.
Well, it's more like concern for like party member.
Well, because she was already hurt, so I didn't know like what her reaction was going to be to Maeve literally standing there and cutting herself and putting blood into a sword.
I'll trust you. I mean,
Okay.
I cut myself in my crystal. So I mean, I put blood in my crystal.
The halfling
Well, I
at the
didn't know
medical
that.
center is just looking at you guys like, oh, this is a thing.
I am now stuck in this conversation. Yes.
They had in ways with the hurt hand.
Looks back down and just writes. It's like,
Like, I am not here now. I'm just doing my job.
But all set, shall we head back?
Yep.
Alright.
Mm-hmm. So, we have only 10 minutes left. Unless you guys are interested in going longer.
I can go longer. I mean,
I would just need a break.
I can.
Yeah, you can go longer.
Mm-hmm. So, we'll do an extended episode. We'll take a quick 5-minute break. And then we'll begin the first level of the dungeon.
Okay.
We will return after these messages.
Welcome back.
Hello and welcome. This is amazing venture, yeah. We enter into dungeon that is Garrison A13. Leading the party is Detective McFadden, who owes their life to party, saves him from surprise changeling attack, and now they launch assault on potential investigation with inside suspicious unusual garrison.
Are you okay?
Is this gonna be your always come back to stream voice? Like,
Are you gonna do something like derpy every time?
I'm gonna just do something random and derpy every time. I mean, why not? That, and I'm minorly upset that I had to rush 11 seconds before we go live to get you something. Hello, viewers, if we have any left, after my absolutely atrocious
We do.
back
Congratulations
intro.
and a few others.
Greetings and welcome. We're going to be dungeon delving, the original whole thing of this episode. So we decided, hey, we're going to go a little bit longer. Everyone's maps are synced up, hopefully.
Yep.
Coolness. I'm going to have everyone reroll initiative. Get a little bit of a change of stuff.
17.
Never
18,
mind.
4.
Hey, I'm being a dumb. Here we go.
I just roll one lower in Aruste.
Hardretha.
I didn't do it.
Did he die?
Sure.
Slowly hides the dagger behind my back. I didn't do it.
I didn't do it.
I think Hardretha died. Uh-oh.
We aren't gonna start right away. It was all a rouge.
Well, I'll roll for him. He can't get worse than where he's at now.
I am back.
Never mind. He must have known. Oh no, the DM who has a tendency of rolling really bad is about to roll initiative for me.
But you got 15. Or was that for,
That was for the detective.
never mind.
Alright, so...
Yeah.
Initiative.
Yep. See, can you get lower than me?
Oh, yes, I can. But I did not!
Oh my god, we're tied.
Everyone else is double digit except for Toby.
Who has a higher dex?
He does, he has a +2. Good
Yeah.
numbers.
Alright. Cool, it does auto-correct it. Splendid. You guys approach, stepping into the unusual barrier. As you do, the sound of your very footsteps is pulled away into the air around you. Nothing more than barely muffled thuds can be heard. At the top is Hardretha. The door has been since closed and sealed off. I've unlocked the part of the maps that you have already looked into. However, if there are anything inside, that is unknown.
Yeah. So I am very carefully going to come up. So up here, open the doors. Are the two dead guards still there, or are their bodies gone?
Their bodies are up and moving about. Black shadow shimmers around them.
Yeah. So at this point here, I just kind of like point at them and like showing them to the detective the shadows and all that.
They turn
They noticed
and they
us.
notice you guys.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So much for my plan.
But at this point here, I'm going to see what the detective does, and I'm just going to like ready my shield and warhammer.
Alright. So boom, boom. Set this back to turn 1.
Can I go?
Lily, you're up.
Give me a second. I'm gonna charge in there with my walk.
Okay. So Lily throws all care to the wind, throws both the doors open, and just comes in.
And I'm gonna like go in like whack with my walk.
Alright.
Can you hear if I change the music? You guys just have to wait a little bit. I'm sorry.
I only have 3 left. 3 sorcery points left
There you
for
go.
this.
You smash in, it burns to the one. Anything else you can do? Or
Oh! How did it react? How did it react when I hit it? Like the void mist. What?
yeah, you slam into it,
Mm-hmm.
and your magic does like hit and burn the void, but it also slams into the person itself. Like well, you didn't see the shadows before, so.
Yeah. See, but like, does it look like it's flickering off of it, or like, does it seem like it's embedded? Like, does it seem like the person, like they're possessed? I guess.
Give me an Arcana check.
Because I was like told about it beforehand, so. 4.
You can't tell.
Oh wait, I can be useful.
Can I try that?
I do have a spell that allows me to use.
Never mind.
That's not.
Huh? Moving on.
Moving on, because I was thinking about maybe using my smelling salt. I'm gonna try it as a bonus action to put my smelling salt up. I don't know. It's more so for like charmed or frightened, but see if there's anything else that.
Doesn't seem to affect these guys, no. These ones, you can definitely tell that these guys have been bloodied and beaten up beforehand. McFadden runs in, and he's going to make 2 dagger attacks. Which results in that one on the first one. He rolls 4 for a 9 and hits. He takes out his heavy dagger and slams into him. Maeve, you notice that the 2 guards that were once dead are now up and alive.
Does it seem like the same kind of thing that we were dealing with before?
It does, but it seems much more entrenched. Possibly because maybe these guards were dead that is infused.
Okay.
Kind of like the first music better, actually.
I guess I like this one.
You like this one better?
This is just funny. I didn't know. I didn't think it was.
It definitely gets you in the mood for a fight.
I didn't think this was like serious, like boss battle lore.
Yeah.
Fighting music.
Right.
So I was like, let's go with some fighting music.
Alright.
I'll be hopping between the 2.
I'm just gonna ready to swing my rapier if they lunge at me because I honestly was not prepared, so I'm just gonna ready an action while I read things. Yeah.
The first void touch just kind of swings into makes a wide sweeping attack, but because only Lily is close by, it doesn't do much. Void touch 2 is just gonna do the same wide flailing attack, but doesn't seem to hit.
Yo. Sorry.
Toby.
Toby's gonna move where he can actually see the void touch the first one that's attacking Lily, and he's gonna shoot a crossbow bolt at it.
Alright, cool. So you fire, and you do 2 damage as you stab into this thing. It doesn't seem to react to pain at all. Hadretha.
Alright, I'm going to push in right here and attack the same one that the detective is.
Alright, give me 1 second. You can add a D4. No, never mind. He has to be able to hear you. Never mind. Go ahead. Doesn't matter, you hit anyway, so. You bring your warhammer in. Do you do any like fancy flourishes as a gladiator when you fight?
Most definitely. Like is essentially like because I'm so used to like trying to rally a crowd and stuff like that. So like as I like come in, I like do something special to try to eliminate someone. All like I start like trying to like hype everyone up. But no one can hear me or anything like that, so it's kind of just
The reaction, like you hit this thing so hard that it disrupts the shadow and it begins like oozing out and then recongenes at last second. You can definitely tell your blow hit with incredible force, and it has definitely thrown this thing off balance. Lily.
I saw like the shadow go off of it and then go back, right?
He hit it with incredible force to pull this off.
Yeah, I just kind of shot the other one. Like,
would Lily want to try it?
Sure.
Okay, we're gonna try it. Lily's gonna actually take the chakram and see if they can slice across them, but if the chakram will absorb whatever is on them. Since it seems like it can actually detach from them. That's what Lily's gonna try. We're gonna try that. That's what we're gonna try. I'm not out of ammo! Stop it!
I think you did because it was a ranged attack. So you have this slow growing connection with your chakram. You try to feed on the energy of like life, but there's nothing there to feed on. But you get a sense of this odd magic that is what's holding this together. It's almost like that these bodies are vessels for something.
I'm on then like cool. I'm gonna keep my chakram out now, since I can tell that there's no life in it.
The detective's gonna like make room for anyone else to come in case they wanna do stuff. And is gonna make 2 stab attacks. First one hits, the second one misses. Jabs it in there. Cool. The shadow like wells out of it, and then it just pulls from the darkness around it, and it just pulls itself back up.
Is there any light in here?
There's light shining from outside. So we thought he killed it, but it didn't die. Maybe. You see this creature reconstitute itself. You see it like falls down and just pulls itself back up together. The shadow pulling it. Like the damage he did to this thing is like clearly imminent, and you can look through the cuts and you see this like swirling darkness inside.
I am going to attempt to light one of my torches.
Alright.
See if that light affects this thing at all.
So you light one of your torches. The physical person itself isn't seemed to be affected by it.
Well, I'm seeing if the shadow is affected.
But yeah, the shadow doesn't particularly like it.
Okay. Would that technically, would that be considered an action, or?
That's an interaction. You just pull out a torch and lit it up. It's also brighter in here for anyone who doesn't have dark vision. You can see better now.
Yeah, it's also.
So, you know, the detective, Maeve, Toby.
Yeah. I'm gonna slide through here.
Meanwhile, I start squinting.
And me, Lily, like, oh wait, I didn't realize there wasn't light to begin with in here.
That's surprisingly hit.
So you're using your normal rapier?
Yeah.
Alright. But is there any like special touches that you do when you fight?
Technically, she is proficient in dueling, so it looks very much like fencing, and sometimes when she's unsheathing or that kind of thing, it's done very well to the point that you can tell that she's been trained.
Mm-hmm.
She's not very showy, but you can definitely tell that she knows her way around fighting.
Cool. Anything else you can do, or that's all?
That is all I can do at the moment, because I'm saving most of my fancy stuff for later on.
Mm-hmm. So this guy does a sweep attack. It hits Maeve and Lily. Critical hits Lily.
I'm gonna intercept the critical.
Can you do that?
Well, I can just intercept hits, yeah. Whether myself or an ally.
So it hits into Maeve, but takes no damage because of the invigorating juices.
Give me a second real quick. What I'll do is I'll roll this 9, and I'll just do temporary 11, so that way it automatically takes off. I'm intercepting it. Never mind, okay.
Boom. So this powerful slam comes in from this like sweep attack. And as it does, it's like the shadow wells out and like slams all of you. But you just bring up your chakram and block the whole attack.
I like to think Lily got like somewhat shoved back just a little bit. You're like,
Void number 2 is gonna do the same thing with Hardratha. So it hits Hardratha and the detective. So it misses the detective. So it makes one big sweep, but Hardratha's magic armor absorbs some of the damage.
I didn't mean that was an accident.
At the bottom of the round is Toby.
Toby.
Toby!
Who's still outside. You're actually outside the zone of silence as well.
Right.
You don't hear anything, man.
You see fighting, you don't hear anything.
Right. It's like I don't feel anything like, blocking my magical ability to use speak. They're like able to speak, so I'm like, no, I don't hear anything in there, but I can speak. So I'm just gonna pull out a dagger.
Alright.
Cinder's dagger.
Oh, so you pull out this elegant... describe your dagger, because this is a unique hero item for you.
Right. I gotta pull it up real quick. It's in my notes.
You can also double click on the item and it has it on there.
Yeah. Orange. It's a orange glowing blade that is infused with fiery energy of a pyromancer. That's what I have on my notes, but for the dagger itself. Well, either way, let me just do the attack real quick before I forget.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually gonna throw it.
Ooh.
Oh, never mind.
Snap!
Do you activate its power as you throw it?
No.
Alright, so you're just throwing it as like a normal dagger.
Yeah.
You throw it, and you're trying to aim between Maeve and this big panda, so it makes it difficult. It's like, I don't want to hit them. So you throw it through. It bounces off the stone walls and clatters on the floor between the Void, Lily, and Hardratha. Anything else you want to do?
I'm gonna move in.
Alright. You can interaction pick it up from that square.
Oh, yeah. I'll pick it up. Pick it back up. Like,
Hardratha, you just watched the detective down this void-touched creature. And it just get infused with void energy and fix itself back up.
Alright, real quick, I am actually going to cast light on the Warden seal.
Alright. It begins glowing. You have 60 feet of bright light and another 60 feet of...
Dim light.
Yeah, dim light. 30 feet bright light, 30 feet dim light, sorry. So 60 feet of light.
And How does that shadow react since I'm like right next to it?
It does not like the magic light. The magic light doesn't seem to be strong enough to hurt it, but it's definitely enough to make it agitated, incredibly so.
Even the one by us too.
Yeah. More so
Okay.
than Maeve's torch. Maeve's torch aggravated it, but the magic light aggravates it more. And the two combined is definitely like making these things incredibly aggressive.
All right. Well, I believe casting light's action, so.
So that's it.
Yep.
Well. Lily. Everyone's in this room all fighting together against these two void touched.
Oh, this is too much. I'm actually going to be like, I'm gonna break through this door and see if there's anything over here.
You open the door, you walk in, you see a dead guard on the floor. But it's not moving.
Cool, then I'm gonna stay right here. I just want to get out of the room. I'm suffocating.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna slice it.
You swing in with a 23. You hit it very elegantly. Your thing cuts through, and you do enough damage that prevents the shadow from reconstituting. And you notice that this shadow, as it rises, it just sort of dissipates in nothingness.
Who's gonna know? And then do a thumbs up at me. After that, I'm actually going to go and check the store.
McFadden is going to try to kill this thing. Try to is the key word. Yep, so he downs it, and it reconstitutes its energy.
So at the back, or?
Yep. Mev.
It shows I'm still unconscious.
I know, its unconscious effect ends at the start of its turn. What's up, Maeve?
I was gonna try to stealthily. I don't know what would be stealthily in a silenced area be, but I'm gonna try to crack open this door to look inside this room.
Wouldn't you
Alright,
actually
roll
have,
stealth.
wouldn't you have like advantage on it since like there's no sound coming from anything you're doing?
Technically, yeah.
So you have advantage with yourself. Haha.
So advantage?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Making sure.
Hey.
Hey.
I'm at 20.
There's a bunch of guards in here.
Are they all dead? Are they moving around?
They're all somewhat moving around, yes.
Okay. That is all I'm gonna do at the moment.
So it's going to do a sweep attack. Sweep misses Hardratha. Auto misses.
Hey.
And miss. It just misses everyone. This guard patrols through and disappears out of sight.
Yep.
So many guards. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Dolby.
Everything on the map is disappearing. This is concerning. Let's see. So at this void touch here, with a cinder dagger in his hand now, he's actually gonna swipe.
Yes! So your dagger flares up with magical fire. Looks more like a flaming sword at this point with your crit. Roll for damage. Yeah, you just obliterate this thing. It cuts through, the flame rips the body apart, and the shadow inside gets consumed by the flames itself.
Oh, and it can't do the concentration because of fire damage.
Because
Right?
it's a crit.
Oh, because it's crit?
Mm-hmm. Crit destroys them instantly if they go down. No save.
Yeah.
Just poof. Oh, wait, you still have movement and a bonus action. And an interaction.
I'm gonna move right over here.
Alright.
And that will be the end of my turn.
Fortaleza.
Alright. Yeah, I'm going to move up as well. Going to come up right up here next to Maeve.
Alright. I'm assuming you peek through the door.
Yep.
You see what's in this room, the guards.
I look at Maeve to see if she's ready.
My mic didn't want to come unmuted. Hello. She just kind of looks at you like, yeah, she seems hesitant, but is willing to go either way.
Alright, if that's the case, I'm kicking the door open.
Nope, there's no sound.
Yep.
There's no sound.
Yeah, there is.
You can't
Wait,
even
what?
hear it.
Oh, whoa, there's sound?
Yep. As the doors swing across this precipice and bang into the wall, it makes a loud clang from the doors opening up.
Oh!
Now hear the fire in my hand?
Nope.
No?
What else you want to do, Hardratha?
I believe that's all I can do. I mean, I moved and kicked the door open.
Lily.
Hearing that, I would instantly, like... So I was right here. I'll instantly just go over here and, like, step in front.
So as soon as you cross this door, you can hear your foot tapping on the stone.
Does the guard look at me?
They're all looking at you. The door just got kicked in. You notice all these guards have black, smoky eyes.
So their eyes are just smoky. I want to say, howdy. Do it. I'm gonna grab my walk and whack it.
Oh.
Sorry.
Feels whack it with a walk.
I got a crit.
Nice.
Roll that damage. Yeah, you kill the guard.
Oh! I didn't mean to kill you.
What's this guard too? And out of the guard arises
Oh no. Oh no, no.
this shadowy figure just arises from its body. This guard is obliterated by your hammer.
It's not a hammer. It was
Sorry,
just a walk.
your walk.
It scared me. Lily doesn't like the paranormal. Actually, I do have a question for you.
What?
How does the shadow react to the immense light on it? Because Hydratha's right here with the light.
Yeah, it does not like the light.
Can I, well, before you move, I'm gonna then move over here
Mm-hmm.
in order for it to get shined on even more.
Detective Mafad moves and sees the dead body, and is going to fire his crossbow.
At the shadow.
So he hits once, and it being a shadow, like it hits it, it goes through it, but it doesn't like take hold like a normal physical being would. It's gonna attack you, Lily. And it misses. And then, how would the light be shining?
It's directly from Hydratha.
Mm-hmm. So it just squeezes under you and begins moving.
What do you mean, like in my shadow?
Like it would just go. Yeah, it goes into your shadow to get out of the light. It actually replaces your shadow on the ground.
Make sure to count your shadows.
Make sure to count your shadows.
Okay. So, could I still technically hit this creature even though it's in Lily's shadow?
You can try.
Wait, do
Or
you
do you still have your torch?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do also have the torch.
So as you come over with your torch, yeah, her shadow goes away. This thing is forced to reconstitute.
Wait, do I still have my shadow?
Back into its. I mean, you don't have a shadow now because you have light coming at you.
Oh, the shadow would move to the other side of her.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's what do I still
yes,
have?
you still have your shadow.
Thank you.
And the shadow now is turned into its dark, void-like form. Being this close, Maeve, you can actually see like glints of tiny stars in this thing.
Huh. That is the noise that she makes as she's staring at this. Yeah, let's just try to swing my sword at it.
So yeah, you swing, you hit it. And as your damage goes into it, yeah, it's a shadow. So it goes through.
Yeah.
It does a little bit of
I
damage.
mean, is it your normal or your silver one that you're using?
She's using her normal one.
Yeah. I will say if I change it.
This guard walks over.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
And stabs at it. You can read lips, so like you know this one's too is just like muttering one insane phrase over and over again, like the civilian you found earlier.
What phrase is it saying? Because we can hear it, can't we?
Yeah, we can hear it now, right?
I mean, it's just muttering under its breath.
Uh,
So many stars, so many stars, so many stars, so many stars, so many stars. And it's just
All these squares make a
Name's
circle.
going to reactionary, be like, the people are still alive, some of them, but the shadows are what we need to attack. And let's see, a different turn, so like...
guard 3. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Guard 4 is somewhere.
I see a clip. It clipped on the map.
We'll count that to sound. Gets advantage because they're lined up now. They're a unit. Tries to stab you, still misses. Toby.
I don't like this.
Toby is gonna move in, seeing this, the events unfolding.
Mm-hmm.
Since I'm in this room now, I'm able to speak, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna cast light. Bring just more light in the room.
So this room is filled with dazzling magic light, torch light, so much
Yeah,
light.
it's like, there's torch coming from Maeve, light coming from Hardratha.
Now, where are you putting the light at?
like-
Are you just putting it on a wall or on an object or?
Oh, I'm putting it on my dagger.
Mm.
On Cinder's dagger, so.
Hardratha, at the start of your turn, the door that you came through slams shut, and spectral chains loop around it, sealing the door. And that is where we're going to end today's episode.
-1 light.
So, I hope everyone enjoyed jumping in, watching the chaos unfold. Our adventurers have now ventured into Garrison A13, where they will begin the ascension through this mysterious dungeon. With the help of Detective McFadden, maybe they will come to a resolution of this unusual mystery.
I just want to open my restaurant.
As always, I thank you guys for watching. Of course, check us out on YouTube. I'm going to be having a Magic the Gathering live stream tomorrow. Going to be playing MTGA. So check in for that if you guys are interested. And as always, thank you for watching, and we're signing off.